is a picture-perfect night for high school football, and what a showdown we have tonight in the OCC Central, as this evening, Olentangy Orange takes on Hilliard Bradley. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Randy Reinhardt alongside the football professor Jeff Logan. And Jeff, week number 5, both of these teams tonight trying to make a statement.
Well, Randy, it's important to get the momentum going here as we get done with this portion of the regular season and move into this thing called playoffs. So I think both teams are excited to make sure they've got things moving in the right direction.
Let's meet the combatants tonight. First of all, Olentangy Orange. And what a squad they have. They are coached by Zeb Schroeder. In year number 7, the Pioneers have made the playoffs the last 4 years. They have a talented young man at quarterback, and I covered his dad when he played college basketball 28 years ago. His dad was named Larry. His name is Josh Lazier.
Well, Coach Schroeder went out there and knew he had to go get a fabulous athlete to play this quarterback spot, and he went and grabbed the best guy that he knew, and Josh Lazier is that guy. Look at the number, 70% completion ratio, and Randy, perfect in 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. You can't ask more out of your quarterback.
They got by Upper Arlington last week by a count of 31-14. On the other side, it is Hilliard Bradley, 1-3 on the campaign. They're coached by Mike Laparo in year number 10. They made the playoffs in 2016 to 2018. And again, the focal point of their team on offense is their quarterback. He is A.J. Mergen.
Well, much like the Pioneers, the Jags did exactly the same thing. They went and got their best athlete to play that quarterback spot, and A.J. Mergen represents 70% of the total offense for the Jaguars. 846 total yards so far this season generated by the quarterback running and passing. He's worth 211 yards per game, Randy. He's got to be the MVP for them tonight.
And they lost to Olentangy Liberty last week, 38-17. Now, in this series, Orange has taken the last 4. Are you ready for some football?
Let's rock and roll.
Are you ready for a double dose of football this week? What a game we have tonight when Orange takes on Bradley. Back with the kickoff in mere moments. You are watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights, a special Friday edition, right here on the CW Columbus, presented by Columbus State Community College. Welcome back to Hilliard Bradley High School. Time now to meet the third member of our broadcast team. To the sidelines we go, in Mike Todd.
A beautiful night for high school football, Randy, and it's a beautiful night for homecoming here at Hilliard Bradley. Earlier tonight, the king and queen were crowned, and I can promise you this, no disconcerting acts from yours truly tonight.
Thank you very much. And by the way, the king is Colton Blauser. The queen is Aubrey Heimer. Congratulations to them. And tonight's kickoff is sponsored by Ohio University. Your path to success guaranteed. With the honors to boot it, Jack Berry, a soccer kid on loan, if you will, and a young man, too, had a big field goal in the Bradley game last year. 10 out of 14 for Jack, the 5'8 junior, on touchbacks so far in the campaign as we head into week number 5 on this Friday night. And again, a back-to-back dose of Thursday Night Lights. We'll do the same thing next week with Pick Central and Reynoldsburg, and then on Friday night, DeSales and Hartley. What a season it has been here on the CW Columbus, underway on Friday number 5. And oops, everybody overran the football. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line for the Jaguars on offense.
Little miscommunication back there between the deep guys. You got it, I got it, nobody's got it. Looked like a shot to center field, and the center fielder forgot to catch it.
They pulled a Logan out there, huh? So it'll be A.J. Mergen, Andrew James, to be exact, to run the show. Big number 4 on your screen there, bringing his offense out. And that's the one thing you can say about Bradley down through the years, Jeff, the history of outstanding quarterbacks they've had, sometimes for just a season, like Griffin Vale and Josh Stewart and Will Phillips. And here's another good one in A.J. Mergen. You see his numbers as a thrower on the campaign on a first down play. Speaking of throwing the football, that's going to be a short hop and incomplete near side as he tries to get it out to Jake Duffer. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Time for your Spark Columbus Fit City Challenge starting lineups. Get up and get active. You can register now at sparkcolumbus.com. And good size in that interior 5. Watch for Chance Roberts. The left tackle goes 6'4" and 260 to lead the parade for the guys up front. And a flag on the play before we get things going. And we'll sort this out. Our referee for the contest tonight is Doug Rathbone.
Dead ball. False start. Number 70, the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
And again, when you look at the offense for Bradley, it's a spread with a mentor twist because Steve Trevisano, the former Mentor head coach, who stepped down in November following 23 seasons as their head coach, is now calling the offense for Bradley. In that span, by the way, he won 209 games while leading Mentor to the playoffs 16 times, including 4 state runner-ups. Hitting 15, gun downfield, into traffic, picked off on the play, intercepted inside the 28-yard line and picked off by number 9, Joey Guigenti. So Guigenti steps in front of the route, jumps it, makes the interception for a big play to give Orange a short field.
Well, that's what we talk about, that center fielder, the free safety, just reading the eyes of the quarterback. He locked in, and he had this all the way, stepped right in front of the receiver. Joey Guigenti, one of the really good defensive backs in Central Ohio, senior football player, and turnover on the opening drive for the Jags.
So Josh Leisure out on the field to run the offense for the team that looks like Syracuse. The Olentangy Orange, 1st and 10. They're going to mark it actually right at the 30-yard line with 2 backs in the backfield. And on the first down play, to the right side they go, and around the corner, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. What a gain on first down by Caden Konzak, who's a guy that's listed as a wideout, but he can play in the running back position as well, too. He's got 7 carries for 25 yards. Once again, your Spark Columbus starting lineups. We talked about Konzak. Also in the backfield is Isaac Campbell, where they go 3 deep now, Jeff, at tailback because of injuries. Connor Kemmerling was a tight end last year, and they move him to right tackle. Watch Rico Franklin. He is a talent at tight end. 1st and 10. Mark the ball at the 15 inside the Schiff and Associates red zone. And a nice gain off the left side by the aforementioned Mr. Campbell to pick up nearly 5 on the play. He's not played running back in a long time. Was their outside linebacker in the first 3 weeks. Defensively for the Jags, see the guys up front. Walter Williams is a starter over the last 2 campaigns. They like Peyton Murphy inside as a linebacker too, and Caden Van Voris is the real deal at free safety for the squad from Bradley High School. So mark it right at the 10. It'll be 2nd down and 5, I should say, from there at the 10-yard line. Campbell in the backfield with Laser, and 1 wide to either side now. And on the jet sweep, and inside the 10 to the 5, and down to the goal line. Did he break the plane? Yes, call it a touchdown as it's taken in by Konzak. Caden gets the first tally in this contest. It is a Ramos Roofing touchdown, and for a free estimate on your roof, you can text or call 614-761-ROOF. And for Konzak on the campaign, that is touchdown number 5.
How about this move? It comes across the formation. Good penetration by the Jags, but he was able to carry the ball into the end zone, and Konzak is able to basically ride the defender into the end zone. Good lead blocking by that fullback running back Isaac Campbell.
Jeff's favorite look again. That little muddle.
All that wasted practice time.
They bring it together for Barry, who is 7 of 8 on extra points. And by the way, the holder is Laser. Laser's got a nice hold, puts it down. The kick is up. Plenty of leg by Barry. And just like that, we've played 124 of this contest, and Orange on top 7-0 as that man, Konzak, took it in for the touchdown, and they lead by a score here on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Hilliard Bradley. Olentangy Orange with the first touchdown in this contest as they take it in, courtesy of Konzak from 10 yards out on the jet sweep. And with that, here is your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary. Took just 70 seconds to go 3 plays and 30 yards after the turnover, and the interception set him up in great field position as Guigenti came up with a pick, and 30 yards later, it's 7-0 in favor of Orange, looking to go 3-2 on the season. And Barry now 11 out of 15 on touchbacks. We'll do it again. Early strike. We'll see how that affects Bradley, Jeff, on offense. And this time, we'll have a return from the 1. And a nice one up to the 20-yard line, looking for a block to the outside, and a nice little weave move up to around the 27-yard line. So a nice return, as we mentioned, for Bradley as Mason Coons brings it back. So we check out that defense for the Pioneers, and basically it's a 3-5-3. Matt Barrett of CCL fame running that. Tanner Lester's a guy that can start on both sides of the football. Jaden Ampadu, a really solid player at linebacker. Luke Houston, you know his grandfather Jim. And you saw what Joey can do with Guigenti in the secondary. 1st and 10, mark the ball at the 27-yard line for Bradley on their second possession in this contest. And let's keep it on the ground this time and up to the 30-yard line on the carry that time, and they'll pick up about 4 on the play.
I don't think you're going to see any panic for the Jaguars, either offensively from the coaching staff or the players. That was a quick strike by Orange, but this is a solid football team, and they believe that with Tayshawn Mayfield, who carried the ball there, along with A.J. Mergen, they've got a pretty good ability to make things work.
And there's the quick hitter by Mayfield off the right side, and that time Tayshawn's got it up across the 40-yard line. It looks like they're getting their offensive balance in their feet right now as Tayshawn came into this contest. 41 carries, 140 yards. He's not a breakaway runner, but Jeff, he runs downhill very well.
He really does, Randy. We talk about keeping your pads low and getting yourself going north and south. Great effort there.
Picks up 11 on that play and nothing on the next one. On a 1st down and 10 from just past the 41 at the 42-yard line. Great swarming defense there. And among the guys helping to make the hit on the play for Orange, big number 8, that's Jaden Ampadu that we talked about a little earlier. They looked at him and they said, this kid is going to grow, because originally he was a wide receiver type, but now at 6'2" and 207, he's having an outstanding campaign at linebacker. On a 2nd down on the RPO option, it's kept this time, and Mergen will stretch it all the way out to the 48-yard line.
A good read by the quarterback. He's coming down the line, Randy, and he's really working off of the defensive end or that defensive tackle to see if he's crashing down or coming wide. Watch the eyes of the quarterback. He's looking for that, and boom, you got the defensive end. Dylan Dempsey, number 88, was working upfield, which was his key to keep the ball and go inside.
And sometimes they can snap in less than 10 seconds after the play, and there's a quick hitch on the out pattern, and it is complete across midfield. It goes on the play to Jake Duffer, and Duffer's got the catch, and he's got a 1st down. The 5'11" senior makes catch number 6 on the campaign.
Now, that's the way to cure those ills of that first drive, is to come out and be confident, get the running game going, creates opportunities to be able to throw the ball, and A.J. Mergen's got things moving.
1st and 10 now from the 48 of Orange with one man in motion to the top. And we've got a flag on the play, and we'll have a penalty on the offense.
Dead ball. False start. Number 50 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
A lot of motion on that play. You saw Jack Pugh go in motion from bottom to top. He is a large target as a wide receiver, a tight end, 6'5", 230, and a senior. 2nd-year player. He is committed to Wisconsin. And again, only his 2nd year playing football, period.
Yeah, that's amazing that it take a young man that has only played now 2 years of football, 1.5 years of football. And there's a mess in the backfield.
But Mergen's got it. He's going to try to make something out of nothing, and he does. He'll get some positive yardage to gain back part of the penalty, but not the yardage they would like to see. But still, omnipresent is Mergen to make the play and get something out of it.
You can see there the snap wasn't all that bad, but it just looked like maybe they were trying to get the snap over to the running back instead of the quarterback. It was just a little bit to his left, but good heads-up play by Mergen.
Shades of a single wing and Dennison there for a second.
A little scary.
Mark the ball at the 49-yard line. It is 2nd down. They need about a baker's dozen. 13 from there, from the 49. But just over 3 minutes here the first quarter. Mergen this time wants to throw, looking, pressures on, rolls away from it. And now he's got an opening to the right-hand side and tries to turn the corner and gets what he can and goes out of bounds inside the 43-yard line. Pressure, Jeff, right up the middle early on that play, and it looked like he was going to have to roll out and make something happen. I think it was Tanner Lester that came through, number 70.
Pretty impressive with the athleticism of the quarterback. He felt the pressure and was able to make things work. Matt Cooper was that right tackle, had the blocking assignment, at least took his man inside, and the quarterback was able to see it from the blind side, get out of town. And now what your receivers have got to do is run back to the quarterback. Quit running downfield. Come back to the quarterback, give him an option.
3rd and 4, Pugh in motion to the top of the set. They'll hand it off this time. And Mayfield's going to back his way inside the 40 to the 39, but he's going to be shy, looks like, of the sticks by about a yard. So it's going to be 4th down and 1 from there.
That's absolutely 4-down territory. They're going to go for it here, in my opinion. There's the lead to the big tailback, and you can see the extra effort there. Got the ball right out to the 39-yard line. They got to get to the 38 to break the play.
And young man, 6'1", 210, and just a junior. Again, they reposition Pugh. Now he moves like an H-back, and Mayfield's got the ball. He's got the 1st down. Goes off tackle on the left side and gets it down to around the 36-yard line, and we'll move the chains now for the Jaguars.
You know, there's a few guys, Randy, and you mentioned it, that Jack Pugh is a big body out there at 6'5", 230 pounds. And where's that number 7? He's the lead blocker on this play. He's a tight end that kind of comes in motion, and then he leads the way. There's certain guys, when you see them out there, they just physically stand out, and he is one of those guys that looks bigger than everybody else.
He passes the look test on a 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Mergen wants to throw and lofts it downfield. Dangerous pass and threw it in the middle of nobody. At about the 18-yard line, so he had about 2 receivers and 4 DBs back there and just kind of threw it away. 7:35 left to go. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
He's still learning on the fly. Again, this is A.J. Mergen getting that first opportunity to be out there leading this football team, and he was looking for Jack Pugh that time. Big target. Open in the middle, but just overthrew him.
A.J. a couple years ago started at wide receiver. On a 2nd down and 10 now from the 37-yard line. They readjust that defensive front. They love that 3-5-3. Both sides do, for that matter. And Mergen to keep, nothing to the left and nothing to the right as well, too. He tried to cut it back, but when he did, waiting for him there to make the hit was Jaden Ampadu again.
It may have looked like an option, but it's basically a play action, trying to freeze the linebackers with the fake to the running back. And this is quarterback keep all the way. And Orange did a great job of staying put. And Jaden Ampadu playing that middle linebacker position is really, really good.
Jeff, they say he bends well, does Ampadu, and you saw it in that play going one way and then rapidly changing direction. Mergen wants to go across the middle, guns the pass, and it's intercepted out of the breadbasket of Pugh, and coming back the other way, here comes big number 10, Jordan Rudolph in the secondary, and
good idea. Get down.
At the 35-yard line he goes, and 2nd interception already in this contest, and for Rudolph, that is his 3rd on the season, good for 24 yards in return yardage.
Well, hard to blame A.J. Mergen for this. This is a tip ball that should have been caught. Again, 2 receivers, though, in the same area. It looked a little bit crowded to me. They were trying to get the ball again. What a hit, though, by Joey Guagenti, excuse me. He had the interception on the first play. He creates the interception here. Joey Guagenti coming up with the hit. There you see the tip ball. Another great picture by our crew. Nice job, guys.
Little boot this time, pass underneath, wide open, and it'll pick up 5 on the play as Leisure turns left, then to his right, and guns it into the breadbasket of Logan Shearer, and Shearer makes the catch. Logan Shearer had just 1 carry for -7 yards coming into this contest, but a guy that's now in the mix. He's more of the fullback and H-back. We mentioned Isaac Campbell has moved up and matriculated from 3rd string to 1st because of injuries. They lost Luke Applegate to an injury, and also Bobby Ogles as well, too. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 from the 40, 6:19 left to go. And this time it is Campbell, and he gets up to the 41-yard line, so picks up only 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 4 from there. Zeb Schroeder is also the offensive coordinator, using more of a pro-style offense. Occasionally a little wing T variation out of that as well, too. And the huddle is just a rumor pretty much in this game tonight, Jeff, for both teams. But I don't think anybody gets it off faster than Bradley does.
Orange has one of those big offensive lines, Randy, that we've seen this year. It's amazing, some of the size in high school football. The right tackle, Kemmerling, 6'6", 285.
Yeah, 3 sets of signals. We'll touch on that again. And it's a keeper this time by Leisure. He gets it up to the 43, maybe the 44. But anyway, you saw along the sidelines, they go with 3 sets of signals, 1 dummy set, and then compartment signals as well, too. So a lot to think about, a lot to go through as Zeb Schroeder marches along the sidelines.
How about this?
The head coach in year number 7.
I think you coach a little bit differently in this year when everybody makes the playoffs,
That's
Randy.
right.
We've seen teams going for it on 4th down on the short side of the field this season more than we've ever seen it before. Now, they may come out with a little bit of window dressing here and try and get the other team to jump into the neutral zone, see if they give them a hard count or if they go for that yard.
Well, lucky numbers. They're 7 of 11 on 4th down conversions and make it 8 of 12 now as Leisure has the first down as he chomps forward to just past the 46-yard line. So it's now a 1st and 10 again for the Pioneers with 4:54 left to go as we check out our Honda's keys to the game. For Orange, merge on Mergen. So obviously put some pressure on the quarterback for Bradley. Campbell has to be good. So he has to be super back there in the backfield. Thank you very much. I'll be here all weekend. For Hilliard Bradley, work hard, no leisure time. Keep an eye on the quarterback as well, too, for Orange. And then Mayfield down the field. They have to open up that running game to complement Mergen with his passing. So 1st and 10, mark it at the 47-yard line. 4.5 left to go in the first. 7-0. Quick pop, far side. It's complete, and it goes once again to number 11. That's Logan Shearer, who's got 2 catches now in this contest, and obviously he's going to be a big part. And there's a late flag that was tossed at the very end of the play.
And Logan Shearer plays H-back or a fullback spot. He was there in the slot. Here's the call.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 27 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Outstanding crew. I talked to these guys before the contest tonight, headed up by referee Doug Rathbone and umpire Mark Widman and line judge Mike Pekarsky. The linesman is Barry Oyer, and the back judge is Zach Motter. So with that penalty, it's going to throw it deep, Jeff, into the territory of the Jaguars, all the way down to the 31. Are you a Jaguar or are you a Jaguar kind of guy?
Oh, I'm Jaguar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what you drive to?
But no, I don't.
Okay.
But I know the appropriate way to refer to it is Jaguar.
Yes, it is. This is called a fancy car or a nice fast animal, one of the two. Handoff off the right side. That's Campbell. And you want to talk about downhill runners that loves rugby? There's one right there in Isaac Campbell. He loves to get in that mesh, and he's got great size, too. 6 feet, 215, and another junior, comparable size to Mayfield on the other side in the Bradley backfield.
And he was, as you mentioned, Randy, he was a linebacker in weeks 1 through 3, and due to the debilitating injuries that Orange has had in that running back spot, he's had to be able to come back, and there you see Campbell's numbers, 29 carries for 78 coming into tonight. But again, he was all linebacker weeks 1 through 3.
Lazier across the middle looking for Shearer, but Shearer went down to the 16-yard line. So the pass into a vacant area there with 3:46 left to go. By the way, Isaac Campbell is also a BMX guy, which I'm assuming you did in your earlier days, too. You were BMXing and skateboarding and everything, weren't you?
I think not.
Okay. Take a look one more time. And Shearer just loses his balance at the 16.
Yeah, just maybe got his feet tangled up somewhere, but goes down, and you can see the coaches across the way looking for a flag. It looks like just as he came across the middle, he got his feet tied up and unable to become a target.
3rd down and 5 now from the 25 for the Pioneers.
Oh, they just moved on the right side of the line. Once that lineman puts his hand down, he can't pick it back up.
Ball start, number 75 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's big Connor Kemmerling out there, who was masquerading last year as a tight end. All right, they gave him a...
He has good hands. He's an 18-wheeler.
They gave him a different number. And there he is, the big guy. And think about him with an 80 number playing tight end.
He likes fishing, history, and shoe shopping. Do they carry sizes that large?
Probably used to that as a tight end, that you could kind of move around a little bit, but not in that tackle position.
What a great kid as well, too. On a 3rd down and 10, they're going to hand it off to Campbell, and there is nothing there around the right side. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So, interesting call here now. It'll be 4th down for Orange, and if you're looking at a field goal, you're looking at about 47 yards. And I can tell you that on the campaign, Barry is 2 of 3. He's made 2 from 20 to 29. He's 0 for 1 from 30 to 39. So, do you opt for a punt, or do you go for the field goal attempt here?
Well, there's Jack Pugh out there that made the play on the call, or out there. We've talked about him on the offensive side as a tight end, and we're going to go ahead and attempt the field goal from the 37-yard line, Randy. 47-yard attempt.
Yep. It's 4th attempt on the season. The snap, the kick, it is up, and it's going to stay wide right and short. So a nice drive by the Pioneers, but they come up empty, and we'll take a break. 2:57 left to go in the first quarter. Orange on top of Bradley, 7-0. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, a special Friday edition presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. The final chapter of the CW Super Hit Show Supernatural debuts October the 8th right here on the CW Columbus. Don't miss the final episodes of this 15-year journey to a long way home, and definitely a fan favorite coming to an end, The Party at Jeff Logan's. To watch it for the last time. Mergen, student body left. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage and maybe 1 additional yard, and that is about it. Bradley, by the way, Jeff, on that prior drive, 13 plays on that second drive, and all for naught as the hit is made on the play by Junior Sarpong.
Well, they got a little bit of help on a penalty, Randy, but that was a good offensive drive for Orange. But one of the things that will frustrate coaches Zeb Schroeder is not being able to finish. When you've got 13 plays, you expect points.
So Bradley had the 13 plays, so both teams with nice long drives. Mergen looking across the middle, has his man up across the 35 to the 40, and that's the pass they were looking to for Pugh before, and he took a hit at the end of the play, and he is not getting up.
Well, he's frustrated too, and I think a little bit fearful about this injury. This is a young man we're talking about, committed to go play football at Wisconsin. The big tight end Jack Pugh catches it here, and you can see the hit right down around the lower legs, and that appears to be what they're working on right there.
And he's down at the 42-yard line. Tries to get up and then thinks the better of it. Pugh coming into this contest, 11 catches for 142 yards on the campaign. Well, when it comes to weather, trust the weather experts. Marshall McPeak and the ABC 6 First Warning weather experts are on your side, helping you prepare for the best and worst Mother Nature has to offer. Catch it tonight on ABC 6 News at 11. What a loss that would be for Bradley, and a big hit, obviously, for Jack Pugh late here in his senior year. A young man that went to Jonathan Alder schools early on and really hadn't played any ball since middle school.
This is a great sign. This is a great sign.
You talked about the fear factor. Jeff, you think that was in effect there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you get a feeling like you've not had before, but look at how well he's coming off the field. Maybe just a strain or a sprain may have hyperextended that leg, but that is a great sign. You hate to see when a young man goes down with that kind of a look on his face, but looks like he's going to be okay.
He's head and shoulders above everybody else coming out the field.
He's a man.
And mark the ball at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. And they'll keep it on the ground and get it up to around the 43-yard line on this Columbus Wild Dogs first down. As Trevor Schuler on the carry that time. And for Trevor, that is carry number 8, good for 33 yards on the campaign.
Yeah, Brandon Fedio comes up to be able to make the play. Normally, if you're running side to side, east and west like that, it's usually a recipe for disaster, but he was able to get 3 or 4 yards on the play.
By the way, for ticket and sponsorship information, go to ColumbusWildDogs.com. Indoor Football League coming back in 2022 to Columbus. And look at the speed this time. Mergen just blowing through the secondary, down the sidelines. A.J. Mergen looking to take it the distance, and he will for the touchdown. The burst, Jeff, when he got to the second level, he was not touched after that. He takes it in with 1:29 left to go from 57 yards out. Another Ramos roofing touchdown, and we're 1 point away from a tie.
Well, he came in as the leading rusher on this football team, and there you see why. This is touchdown number 4 for him on the 2020 season. Just burst through that left side, saw the end zone, and nobody was going to touch A.J. Mergen as he gets to the point where they can knock this score up at 7-7 with the extra point.
And what a young kicker they have, too. Jake Walter, 5'10" and 150. Big number 90 to attempt the extra point, but a freshman with a chance to tie this game.
We're a man shy on the extra point team, and clock running down to just 8 seconds on the shot clock.
They've got time to tie it at 7. And it is up. And we have a brand new game, tied at 7 apiece. As Bradley, 1-3 on the campaign, looking to get back to 500 is that man, Mr. Mergen. Takes it in 57 yards.
Good deception in the backfield by the quarterback. Here's a shot. If you're the safety, you got to come up and make that play. And before you know it, he breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and A.J. Mergen is off to the races. And if anything, the free safeties got caught up inside and were unable to adjust to be able to make the play.
Last year had a great game against Orange, 247 yards passing for A.J. He was 11 of 21 and also carried it 21 times for 102 yards. So the touchdown and the extra point make it a tie game at 7. Coming up at the start of the second quarter, we'll join Mike Todd on the Custom Air Heating and Cooling sidelines for a conversation with Olentangy Orange Athletic Director Brett Deal. And there's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary as they go the 80 yards and take nearly 90 seconds to knot this game at 7 apiece.
So what would you rather have, Randy, that 13-play drive for the Jags with nothing to show for it, or a 4-play drive with that quick hit?
Am I going to have to do math here? I was told there's no testing involved.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty good, though. You got to be excited about that. And offensive coordinator Steve Trevisano got to feel pretty good about his football team.
I remember interviewing him before a North-South football game that you and I did.
Oh, yeah.
There's the kick from Walter, and the return going to start from the 14-yard line. Far side up to around the 30, and maybe the 32-yard line. It's that time. Is Jordan Rudolph on the return, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Orange now. What has Orange done well effectively on offense?
Well, Randy, I think they've come out and proven that they're pretty balanced in terms of their offensive ability to be able to, run the football, have a bunch of different weapons out there. Caden Konzak, who scored the touchdown for them tonight on the jet sweep. That was his first rushing touchdown of the season. He's had 4 receiving touchdowns. Josh Lazier not really having to throw the ball yet. 70% completion ratio, though.
Campbell. That was a circle move to the football. Did you see the way he came and approached the handoff and encircled? He did like 270 of the 360 there and going, I'm going to my left here, and finds the gap and gets a gain.
Watch again. Comes back up inside. Great job by the offensive line in terms of creating the opportunity there. Again, we talked about the size up front. The left tackle, Dom Silvestri, 6'4", 210. He's a guy that's going to fill out, obviously.
Loves the outdoor, dirt bikes, trucks, and math. A gain of 7. The quick pop to the far side. It is complete out across the 45 to midfield, and that is a pioneer first down right at the 50-yard line as the catch is made on the play by number 1, Caden Konzak, who scored that touchdown on the ground. And this is a team with a lot of weapons, Jeff.
Quickly getting the ball out, and you got to be playing bump and run coverage if you're going to be able to defend that ball. I think what they're trying to do is keep everything in front of them there, but that's an easy pass and catch for Josh Leisure, a quarterback.
So 1st and 10 now from midfield as we're under 30 ticks left to go. It is another Columbus Wild Dogs first down. Showing blitz from the outside, and they are coming. And they can't get away. Campbell got to the 49-yard line. The blitz was from the far side, but pressure also right up the middle. So gain on the play is perhaps 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 49-yard line. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter.
Not much running room there, and you can see the blitz coming in. Really good effort. That's Andrew Brooks, the defensive end. The senior crashing from the side.
Who makes the hit for tackle number 15 on the season. And after the first 12 minutes, we are tied at 7. Olentangy Orange and Hilliard Bradley. What a contest from the OCC Central. And you're seeing it all right here on our special Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
Well, joining us now on the sidelines on Thursday Night Lights is the athletic director for Olentangy Orange. This is Brett Deal. Brett, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And it's a new year. It's a little bit different, but what has been the response of the athletic department so far at Olentangy Orange to the world of COVID?
I mean, we've just been adjusting and adapting. The kids and the coaches have done a great job of adjusting on the fly, adapting to the current situation, and making the best of it, and really striving to get the season in and do what they can.
Okay. What are some of the things you're looking forward to this upcoming athletic season at Olentangy Orange?
I think it's just getting to see the kids compete. It's great having the kids back out there on the field and on the court, and just being able to compete against other schools and fight for conference championships and fight for the playoffs.
Okay. You guys are on Thursday Night Lights this week. What's the response been like at Olentangy Orange?
The kids are always excited to be on TV, so they're excited this year that they get to play, on the CW. So, hopefully they put on a good show for you tonight.
All right. Thank you so much, Brett, for joining us once again. That's Brett Deal. He is the athletic director at Olentangy Orange. Guys?
Mike, thank you very much. A fly pattern attempted to Konzak and just a little strong on the play. And also, Bradley sending 2 right up the gut to blitz on that play. So now it's 3rd down and 9 from the 49-yard line. 7 seconds have ticked off here in quarter number 2. They're setting up something underneath. Oh, hit on the play, and the pass nearly picked off. A little high for number 6, Julian DeSabato, but Leisure paid the price.
A lot of pressure on the quarterback. He hung in there, waiting for the receiver to come open, and the ball just sailed on him. That's a tough thing for a young quarterback to be able to do. Watch again. He sees the pressure coming, but he's looking downfield at that receiver, waiting, and he knew he was going to take a shot, and very fortunate that that ball was not intercepted.
And pressure again by Brooks on the play. So Leisure stays in. He is their punter, 40.2-yard average. He's got 6 punts inside the 20-yard line. He'd like to do that again. It is high. He's got a chance. And it's going to hit at the 21. And he's done it again. So he can add to his resume, and that one's going to be, they're trying to fan it. Lenny Randall lives in the world of baseball, down to the 8-yard line. And it'll be first and about 92 for the Jaguars. Hey, we know mornings are different, but Good Day Columbus on ABC 6 and Fox 28 remains on your side from the moment you get out of bed. From overnight changes to what's happening in your neighborhood. Be sure to wake up with Kurt, Jessica, Buck, and Katie weekday mornings on ABC 6 and Fox 28. Anything new on our supernatural party we're having at your place on October the 8th?
No, it was all included in the invitation, Randy.
It was, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Assuming you got one?
I'm thinking about getting there on the 7th, maybe, just to be safe.
That'd be a good idea.
1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. Another Wild Dog first down, and on what turned out to be a delay, whether it was designed to be or not. They're going to take it off the left side, and Mayfield will get it up to around the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Tayshawn was patient there, waiting for the blocks to develop ahead of him instead of just rushing the play.
In the first quarter, first downs, Jeff, they were tied at 5 apiece. Total offense, Bradley led 120-76. They had 97 rushing, 23 passing. It was 52 on the ground and 24 in the air for Orange.
Real important. So Jack Pugh back in that football game.
Good to see, and not a whole lot there for Mergen. He's brought down right around the 12-yard line. Good flow to the football. We talk about that sometimes, and that time Luke Houston, one of the inside backers, just kind of went down the line of scrimmage and pinched it towards the sidelines. There's big number 7, Mr. Pugh, who's back in there after that ding on the prior possession, 6'5" and about 230.
I'm assuming he's going to project as a tight end for Wisconsin.
They need a half dozen on third down from the 12-yard line, and the quick pop and the pass. Talk about pops. There's one on the play, and they flag it as well, too. Intended for Kenyon Richardson, and was the hit high?
Boy, did we have a great view of that. That ball coming right into your living room, delivered by the quarterback into a very small window. Really impressed with how Mergen was able to deliver that football there. Let's see what the call is.
Doug Rathbone coming our way.
Personal foul. Helmet contact. Number 7 of the defense. 15-yard penalty.
And again, it was a high hit, and they'll flag him and give a first down for the Jaguars.
Yeah, this happened right in front of the bench. There you can see right there. And I think by definition of the rule, that is the right call by the officials. This is helmet-to-helmet contact right there.
But again, it's harder because the offensive receiver is down on his knees to try to make the catch. So you're adjusting yourself as the DB as well.
Yeah, sometimes you can't win as a defensive player with that, Randy. If the offensive player goes down or lowers his head and it creates that contact. Now, we have had officials tell us that they have called helmet-to-helmet contact initiated by the offensive team. We've seen that occur.
Mayfield on the carry. Would he be the second favorite Mayfield in the state of Ohio, you think?
In my opinion, the first.
Really? In front of Baker? Or Curtis Mayfield?
Baker.
There you go. Mergen rolling to his right, looking to gun on the out, and the pass a little overthrown to the far side of the field at around the 35-yard line, intended on the play for Jake Duffer. So he's had Duffer as a target 3 times, and they've converted once.
Again, slight rollout here, just trying to get your quarterback in view, and ball thrown high. Big third down here for the Jaguars from a field position standpoint.
3rd down and 8. Mergen looking downfield and trying to buy some time. Can he get away? He cannot. The first man actually helped to shut down the options. That's big number 88 coming through to help make the play, and that is Dylan Dempsey, one of the defensive linemen.
Well, good job of Dempsey here as a defensive end, defensive tackle, shutting this down, not allowing him to break contain and get out where he can do some damage. Then he got a little help on the inside from Tanner Lester.
That's 5 solos, 7 assists, and 2.5 tackles for a loss now on the campaign for Dempsey. Big number 88 on your screen. So a punting situation now for Andrew Custer. And that is a boomer. Konzak goes back to the 38. Caden to the 40, to the 45. Nice sidestep at the 45, by the way. He's going to return it some 13 yards and some pushing and shoving at the end of the play, but they'll sort that out. And now Orange will have the ball with 9 minutes left to go, tied at 7, just across midfield. This is a team 2 in Orange. When you play in the Central, I have to tell you about the teams you play, the likes of Olentangy, Hilliard Davidson, Dublin Kaufman, Upper Arlington, Olentangy Liberty. Otherwise, it's a very easy schedule in the Central. Hey, it's the coolest halftime show in Central Ohio coming up in just a few minutes. We'll break down the hottest stars and coolest plays thus far in the custom air heating and cooling cool plays of the first half, and it indeed is cool. Lazier wants to throw back to the left downfield and intended on the play for the guy circling around. That was Konzak, and Caden can't come up with it. Good coverage at time by big number 17 on the play. That's Max Cooper, the outside linebacker.
I like the way the play was designed, looking for all the flow coming out to the right side and then the throwback to the trail receiver going around the left side, and they're just trying to get the ball out to their speed man, number 1. Caden Konzak, unable to come up with the catch. And
interesting, the defense had 3 guys, though, right there with only 1 receiver. That man Leisure looking for a big play on second down, hands it off to Campbell. He's got an opening off the left side inside the 45 and maybe trickles out of bounds at around the 44. You mentioned his frame, a guy that was playing outside backer and had to make that adjustment. The kind of guy, too, when you talk to Zeb Schroeder, he thinks he can wear the defense down, Isaac can, in the second half because of his frame and his punishing running style. So third down at the 44. They need 4 more to move the sticks with 8:47 left to go. Tied at 7. There's the blitz right up the middle coming. And the pop on the out pattern incomplete at the 42-yard line, intended on the play for Julian DeSabato.
Yeah, Josh Leisure just a little bit high on balls here in this series. Got to get that ball down where your receivers have the ability to make the play. On this rollout, square your shoulders up. Don't let the ball sail on you. Now again, catchable ball, Randy, no question about it. But make the job easier on those receivers. Don't make them stretch for it.
Yeah, he stopped the arm movement if you look at it too, Jeff. He didn't follow through completely.
No, a short arm throw. Yeah.
He's going to bring that down just a little bit, just like throwing a fastball, trying to get it down in the zone. So fourth down, and Leisure will stay on to punt, standing right back at his own 42-yard line. Will he get another inside the 20? Yes, the fair catch is made. So, I mean, that's a great stat when you look at it. 8 times he's gotten the ball inside the 20-yard line. 8:36 left to go. Ping pong continues as now Bradley has a chance to take the lead in this contest on the CW Columbus. Showdown in the OCC Central, knotted at 7. 8:36 left to go in the first half. Randy Reinhardt, Jeff Logan, Mike Todd, Steve Bassford, Dean Marini, and the Image Video crew. Glad to have you aboard from scenic Hilliard tonight. Got a 1st and 10. Mergen to keep. And the first tackle doesn't necessarily bring him down. He gets across the 10, extends it up to the 11-yard line before big number 15 on your screen helping to make the hit on the play. That's Junior Sarpong who helps out. And Sarpong, a guy with 8 solos, 5 assists, a tackle for a loss. He's played football since the 3rd grade, a young man who likes science. I think I put up with science. I don't think I ever liked it in school. Or it put up with me, perhaps. You are in the backfield with Mr. Mergen right now after a gain of 2. Dump out of the backfield. That is passing yardage, and it's across the 15-yard line as it goes to Mayfield.
It's interesting, Randy. Passing yardage, yes, but the effort is to make it a running play.
Right.
Just to get your running back out in the open space where he can make something go. Works pretty well.
Very athletic family for the Mayfields. Of course, his brother Chris plays for Michigan State. And we'll take a look at the numbers now for Tayshawn Mayfield as a receiver coming into this contest. So 14 catches, good for some 108 yards. And they need to pick up another 3 of those yards, or perhaps 4, to move the sticks one more time with 7:20 left to go. Can they do it on the ground? They can, and there's the gap, there's the spin move, and there's the first down as Tayshawn comes through. The guy that's been on ESPN before for a one-handed catch he made in the past, a good possession guy when it comes to as a runner and also as a receiver, and now he's slow to get up.
Yeah, Mayfield will slow. I want you to see the block, though, by Jack Pugh. See if it shows. Right there, 7 on 7. Jack Pugh, number 7, taking on Luke Houston, number 7. And you can see there, just buries him in the middle, creates a great opportunity, and there you can see him grabbing for that left knee. Again, a terrible sign, and you're certainly hoping that young Tayshawn Mayfield is going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping it was helmet contact to the knee because it looked like that's where the hit took place. Fans, don't miss the biggest plays from the biggest high school games in Central Ohio. Join Fox 28's Clay Hall for First Scores on Fox 28 tonight at 10:45, sponsored by Spectrum. And don't forget, coming soon, the return of the Football Fever, 11 a.m. October 24th with Mr. Clay Hall, Esquire. So that's coming up October the 24th. In fact, Mr. Hall, when did we start calling him Mr., by the way?
When he got old.
Join us next Thursday. That's 40 years ago. When we do Pick Central and Reynoldsburg, he'll come by as a guest for that contest, too. So I'm hoping, again, that was helmet contact, Jeff, on the knee. That's what it looked like when he made that spin after the ball got up to the 25-yard line. So maybe we'll look at that again sometime and see if indeed the helmet hit him perhaps on the knee. And that'll owie for a little bit. Well, not you've had to deal with that a number of times.
Yeah, no question about it. And there's been a couple of scary situations for the Jaguars tonight with knee problems. Medical staff on top of it. Watch the tail end. It's the right knee. Right there. It looked like the shoulder came through, kind of twisted the knee, or the left knee, I should say. Came through and nicked him a little bit. See if they can get him back in play. I know our Mike Todd will be all over it from an injury update standpoint.
Well, you're gone. Schuler on the carry gets it up to the 30-yard line, so it'll be second down from there. They need to get it up to the 36. Big number 21 on your screen, the running back, along with the quarterback, Mergen. And A.J. with a quick pop. He's got his man out to around the 37-yard line, and the pass is complete as it goes to Kenyon Richardson, who makes the catch. That's 7 catches coming into this contest and a big TD catch against Liberty.
Yeah, Kenyon Richardson is the deep threat. This time he runs the outcut, tight ropes the sidelines perfectly. And A.J. Mergen, good execution, running to his left and throwing right.
Member of the track team is Mr. Richardson as well, too. Morgan looking for options, says I'm the main option here across the 45, cuts it back at midfield and down to the 46-yard line before he's knocked down on the play. But a nice gain as that's a first down as Houston makes the hit.
Good play action in the backfield, and right away A.J. Mergen was able to see orange helmets running the other way looking for the pass and decided to just tuck it and run and came up with a big play. And they are in orange field position.
Gain of 17 on the play. First and 10. Off the left side. Boy, nothing there. And a flag at the end of the play. Do they grab the handlebar? Perhaps a face mask call. We'll see. But that was like an avalanche. Everything just came down right at the 49-yard line.
Hey, this is going to be an inadvertent one, but it's still going to create the personal foul.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense, number 88. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So you handle the handlebar, and the price is 15 yards.
Again, having to jiggle things with the loss of Tayshawn Mayfield in the backfield, and you can see right there the face mask being nicked. Official right on top of it.
It's a shame because the penetration was there too, you know.
The ball first and 10 at the 33-yard line.
We'll check on the status of Mr. Mayfield as well too. That's Pugh in motion as he readjusts to the top. And did we have motion in the offensive line? I think we did along with that, so we'll have a false start.
False start. Number 70, the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Sometimes, Jeff, it's just a reflex. When you see one of your guys move, you kind of make a little twitch as well, too, and you can't do that in the offensive line. So mark it back 5 to the 38-yard line. And again, if you're new to high school football this year, the officials, they are not touching the football. Don't even look at it. No, they're not going to touch. They use an orange bean bag to mark the spot. After the play, the center gets the ball from his teammates, and then he places it by the bean bag. That's how we start to play, to cut down on the contact of the officials with the football. On the out pattern, far side, pass is caught, and down to a knee. I think he was down. Trying to get back up again on the play after the hit was number 6, and that is Mr. Duffer, but his knee did touch. So it's a nice gain on the play, but not quite enough for the first down.
Yeah, good outcut by Duffer there. And watch again what a good job A.J. Mergen does of squaring his shoulders up, putting his muscle behind that ball and throwing it there. He stepped out of bounds right there, and there was the whistle.
So mark the ball at the 27-yard line. Second down, they need 4. Mergen rolling, thinking about tossing, finding the little seam between defenders, cutting it back, going the diagonal. Now reversing his field inside the 10 and down to the 9. He's inside the Scott Schiffen Associates red zone, and he's got a first and goal for the Jaguars.
So he got in the middle of that secondary, and it looked like somebody had stole something. He's looking around saying, where is the defense? What am I supposed to do here? Creates the opportunity, everything covered downfield, and right now it's like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of space here. Let's go north and south. And they're able to come up with a huge first down.
Picks up 18 on the play, and you can see he's over the century mark now with that rush. First and goal from the 9-yard line with 2 wide to the bottom. A wing to the top. That's Pugh, actually, who's in motion now to the bottom. Still 1 wide out to the right side. Low snap, but it goes to the left. And Mergen says, I'm going that way anyway. Inside the 5 to the 2 to the 1. Stretches for the goal line. Breaks the plane for the touchdown. Mergen with touchdown number 5 on the ground this season. And for the first time in this game, Bradley takes the lead at 13-7 on another Ramos roofing touchdown.
Boy, this is just student body left. Quarterback's going to keep it all the way. Everybody blocking out in front. And a really good effort of stretching across the goal line to break the plane before his knee goes down. Look at that big offensive line, just controlling the line of scrimmage, creating the opportunity for the quarterback.
Again, they're missing a wing on the far side for the extra point attempt. 11 is an option, but it's a good one to have. There's the snap. Walter with the extra point. And it's good, and it's 14-7. Let's give a tip of the cap to big number 16 who came on the field, Andrew Custer, as the 11th man to fill that out. And that man is happy. His team now has the lead for the first time, 14-7 on the CW Columbus.
You are watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights, the Friday edition on the CW Columbus. Hilliard Bradley taking the lead over Olentangy Orange by a score of 14-7, and they did so without 6'2 junior Tayshawn Mayfield, who is still on the sidelines with the training staff. Looks like it's unlikely he will return this first half, guys.
Mike, thank you. I see the ice bag being applied right now to that knee as they wrap that up. As you hate to see that sign of a young guy on the sidelines being attended to. Here's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary, and talk about going the length of the field, 91 yards, 10 plays, and they did it in just under 4 minutes to take the lead, 14-7.
They've been impressive offensively, Randy. They don't look like a team 1-3. It's a pretty good Jaguar football team.
But again, look at the OCC Central. I
know.
It is not a fun division to play in at all. And the return going to start from the 3-yard line as it's scooped up on a hop there by Rudolph, and Jordan's got it to the 20. Bring it back. Oh, boy, he got bent at the end of that play. He goes 14 yards, but he pays the price going from yard 13 to 14 as he's coming up and looks none the worse for wear, and that's where Orange will take over. All right, now you're down by 7 for the first time if you're Orange late in the first half, 4:44 left to go. What do you expect to see from the Pioneers on offense, Jeff?
Well, Randy, continue to be balanced over there. Isaac Campbell doing a good job at the running back position. Josh Lazier, got to be careful throwing the ball high. Just got to get that fastball down a little bit lower to his receivers.
And he's got Konzak coming out to the bottom of the set, and to the top of the formation it'll be DeSabato. There's a great Ohio State name as well too. Konzak in motion. Is it the jet sweep handoff? Yeah, he's got it, and he is brought down back at the 19-yard line. He tried to turn the corner, and there was absolutely nothing there on the play. As once he hit the corner, he's knocked down on the play by the outside linebacker for Bradley. That is number 23. That is E.J. Tia.
Watch Tia, number 23, just work upfield, and he's got this one scoped out from the very beginning. Good coaching, good execution, good preparation, watching his keys.
So a loss on the play back to inside the 20-yard line. They need about 13. Lazier rolling, looking, gunning, and the pass incomplete. A second opportunity for Konzak after he first got his paws on it, but comes down empty-handed. It'll be 3rd down and long. Better pass that time?
Yeah, you know, a little bit better pass. He had to try and drop it in over top of somebody. Watch how quickly he unloads the football here. Very difficult throw. Had to throw it over a defender and drop it in. That's a very difficult completion to be able to make. You can see it would have been intercepted had he kept it much lower. What a terrific effort, though.
Josh, by the way, a D1 baseball player who's committed to Wright State as a pitcher. 3rd down and long across the middle. Guns at the pass is caught across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. And I'll tell you what, I'm liking the play of Logan Shearer. He kind of looks like that H-back and a tight end, the way he's able to get that football and still motor downfield. He's got a good frame to it, 6'2" and 205.
Well, that's just sending the big body right down the seam, and he gets behind the linebackers before the safeties even recognize that he's coming. Good read. How about the concentration, though, of Logan Shearer? That is not an easy ball to catch, and he was able to put it away.
Need of 32 on the play. 1st and 10 now for the Pioneers from the 48-yard line. About 3:44 left to go in the half. Konzak in motion. And the dump underneath, and the is thrown behind Shearer. That hurt me in the back just to see that contact. And again, big number 23 on the hit for Bradley. That is Mr. Tia.
All right, now that's where you go back to your quarterback and say, listen, no more hanging me out to dry. This ball
it was tipped.
Looked like it was tipped, and you can see the contact being made downfield. Good defensive play to tip the ball, and Logan Shearer still trying to go up there and make the catch.
2nd down and 10 from the 48. This time they've got a triad to the bottom. Campbell in the backfield. Isaac's going to get the handoff, wait for the hold to materialize, and get what he can inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. I asked Zeb Schroeder, how would you describe his running style? He said he's got strong legs, he's a battering ram. How are you described as a running back, just out of curiosity? Without the profanity, by the way.
Well, I mean, I was a speed guy, but was built low to the ground. So that's short and squatty.
What did Woody say about you? How did he describe you?
Dependable.
There you go. I'll take that. And look at this. Speaking of dependable, look at Lazier right up the gut. It takes 3 hits to bring him down all the way to the 20-yard line is where he motors.
Good job by the senior quarterback leading his football team. Josh Lazier, a big kid at 6'3", 189. He is a load to bring down. This is a quarterback keep the whole way, just showing pass to try and freeze the safeties. And look at the effort by the big senior quarterback.
Gain of 24, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line as we touch the Scott Schiffett Associates red zone from the 20-yard line with 2:43 left to go. And Campbell to the left side. Nice cutback move and glides inside the 15. Now that's the move of running back and not an outside linebacker.
And he's learning on the job, Randy. This is may have played running back when he was in middle school or in youth football, but this kid was a solid linebacker for the Orange football team until they had all the injuries, and he had to convert himself to the running back side. And he's continuing to learn. Every time he runs a play there, he gains a little bit more experience.
2nd down, they need a long 5 to move the sticks again. And this time Lazier, nothing to the right. Was this a busted play as he goes to the left? Tries to tightrope and gets it inside the 5-yard. Does he make it to the goal line? He reaches across, touchdown. What a play by Lazier. Jeff, was that designed that way? I don't think so.
It was not designed that way, but you let the athleticism. We talked at the onset about grab your best athlete and put him at quarterback. There is a perfect example of how this young man can make plays happen. Play action here. He's supposed to be keeping it, going around the right side, but big old Jack Pugh was right there in front of his face, unable to make things happen. And that is a great effort. Broke the plane before the ball came loose. Great score by quarterback Josh Lazier.
15 yards on that touchdown run. His 3rd of the season. Extra point time now for Jack Berry to knot this game at 14 apiece with 2:01 left to go. And the snap, plenty of leg. The kick is up, and we are tied at 14. 2:01 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. What a contest we have here on Friday, number 5. We'll take a look at this one more time as Lazier takes it in for the touchdown. What a great job, too, by Lazier to see Pugh and go, I want none of that, and then opts to take it back the other way.
All right, this is a defensive view. You're looking at it here, and you could see Pugh there to stuff the play. But Lazier wanted nothing to do. It breaks one tackle there and then just continues to drive, and the momentum takes him in. You know, was the knee on the ground before he got the ball there? The timing of it looked pretty good. I thought the officials called it exactly right there. Ball came loose, but the ball had already crossed the plane.
So just like that,
look at the coaching.
We're tied at 14.
Check the coaching going on over here. Coaches never stop. He's complimentary, but coaches never stop.
There's your Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary. So the answer for the Pioneers comes some 2:43 after the prior score. And now we're knotted at 14. Will it be 13 of 17 for Berry on touchbacks? It will not. It's scooped up at the 8-yard line, up across the 15. And look at this move to the outside, but no help from a blocking standpoint. And that's where it's going to end, right around the 15-yard line for Richardson and company.
That's one of those decisions, Randy, where you wish you could take it back.
As the first half comes to a close, stick around. We'll hear from the coaches in the Bob Evans Coaches Corner with our very own Mike Todd. Nobody else's, but our very own Mike Todd. You want to talk about supernatural?
Good as anybody in the business.
There's Mr. Supernatural right there.
Enjoy his work.
He's taking a bow down there near the end zone corner. How about that? He's listening to us, so it'd be nice what you said.
When I got here, he was signing autographs.
He was?
Yeah.
Takes a while to make that X, you know. 1st and 10 now from the 15-yard line. Another Columbus Wild Dogs first down. Mergen. They're going to keep it on the ground. And look at the move by Schuler. This is just a sophomore up the sidelines and all the way across the 35-yard line. So nicely done that time by a guy that coming into this game, Jeff, had only carried the ball 7 times for Trevor Schuler.
I promise you, Trevor Schuler was not expecting to get a lot of carries in this football game tonight, but the injury to Tayshawn Mayfield has made him all hands on deck, and good job of viewing there. And you got to finish that tackle. Coming across that way was the outside linebacker, Brandon Fidio. He's got to finish that and wrap up. You just can't make contact and expect the running back to go down.
Gain of 24 on the play. Mergen going to keep and try to boot to the outside and has an opening. H.A. to midfield to the 40, and Mergen will scoot out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. Another nice gainer for the Jaguars. And remember, both teams still have their complement of 3 timeouts remaining.
Really a good job by the sophomore running back carrying out his fake, making it look like he had the football. But how about the move out there on the perimeter, coming up with the play? we highlighted these two quarterbacks in the pregame, and Randy, I don't think we missed knowing that these two would be the most valuable players for their football team.
There was your sugar move, and I did not hear the So mark it up a yard to the 36. It was at the 37, but now they moved the beanbag to the 36. 1st and 10 from there with 1:34 left to go. Mergen rolling left. Does he want to throw? Yes, he does. Will he throw? He does. Into the turf.
Good move. Get the ball out of bounds. Live another day.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Justice Ross was in the vicinity of the football. Coach Laparo and company looking on. What a great job Mike has done for a decade at Hilliard Bradley. And before that, of course, at Delaware Hayes and North Union. An assistant at Reynoldsburg as well, too. And DeSales, 43 years of age. Think about it. Both of these head coaches were once head coaches in Delaware Hayes. 2nd down and 10 from the 36. On the ground this time for Schiller. He's got a gap again to the 30-yard line, maybe to the 29. Well, you just wonder if you have to test the leg of the field goal kicker, and Jake Walter, the freshman. He is 1 of 1. It was from 30 yards away. His range is probably up to 45. He was standing next to Clay Hall, Mr. Clay Hall, and I before the contest, and he was booming him from about 45.
Well, unofficially, both teams have all their 3 timeouts remaining. So going right under 1 minute here in the second quarter.
3rd and a long 3 with Pugh readjusting to the top of the set. He looked for that guy now on a pass play. Nope. Mergen calls his own number, glides to the 25, has the 1st down and just barely tripped up, and a flag at the end of the play. If he's not tripped up, he's still running and probably taking it in the end zone.
Looked like there might have been a crackback block, Randy. See what the call is by the officials. There was a vicious block.
Yep, it's going against the Jaguars. Doug Rathbone, our referee, comes our way and says...
Illegal block in the back on the offense, number 5. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, 3rd down.
That's going to hurt because not only do you lose the 1st down, but it's going to make it very difficult from a field goal standpoint if you can't get any positive yardage here.
Let's see if we can see this right there. Pretty good effort, though, by the quarterback. This changes things a lot, Randy, from a field position standpoint. Number one, it's taking your kicker out of the game in terms of a field goal try. Clock running now. 3 timeouts remaining.
Need about 10 yards probably to get a shot at the field goal, I would say. They might try it with less than that. Right now it'd be about a 53-yard attempt. That's Pugh readjusting. And Mergen dumps underneath and has his man. And there's a flag at the end of the play. We'll see who that's on.
They're going to call high contact again. Ball thrown to the big tight end, Jack Pugh.
Wow, this could be huge because that could give them the 1st down. And now you look at their clock and go, okay, let's remember we've got the 3 timeouts.
On the defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
They didn't indicate whether it was a high hit, but just a personal foul. Watch the tail end of this play. Good delivery by the quarterback.
Bradley, their 1st of the half.
Yeah, I'm
was something said?
Yeah, I don't know. I certainly it was not in the contact. I don't think there's any question that it was not in the contact. That was not helmet-to-helmet contact. The official didn't indicate it as helmet-to-helmet contact.
All right, so it's a 1st down and now a timeout taken by Bradley, their 1st one. They have 2 remaining at the end of the second quarter. It's a Music Go Round halftime show featuring the Music Go Round marching band sound. Mike Todd profiles the Hilliard Bradley marching band and gives you a peek at their halftime performance. That and more coming up on the award-winning halftime show hosted by Mike Todd, courtesy of Music Go Round. So it is a 1st down, and it's also a timeout number 1 taken by Bradley here late in the 1st half. Boy, let's reset the scene too. Remember, Bradley received the ball to start this contest, so Orange will get the ball to start the 2nd half. So if you're Orange right now, you'd like to come away with at least a stalemate and get that ball to start the 2nd half and get the lead back. If not, it could be down a score. And now you're in field goal range too. So it's another Columbus Wild Dogs 1st down. Need help with the community initiative? Go to ColumbusWildDogs.com. Mergen wants to throw. Wanting and doing it are 2 different things. Tight ropes the sidelines. Stayed in bounds till around the 6-yard line. Wow, what a great job. Talk about court awareness sometimes in basketball. Field presence this time by Mergen along the sidelines.
Well, he had some timeouts that he could have used, but this is good clock management where he's able to take off, not only create yardage, a positive gain, but then get out of bounds and stop that clock again.
So the ball's resting at the 6-yard line, and now we have a flag just tossed into the air. A late flag just tossed about 5 seconds ago.
Pointing in direction of orange.
And the linesman was quite a ways away.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning, okay.
On orange. They're first to the half.
So the first one is a slap on the wrist. The second time, you lose your wrist. All right, what do you think about here? Is it good time for a boot action, perhaps, with Mergen?
Well, you wonder about the big tight end, Jack Pugh, just him as a target.
Second down. They need a couple. Second down, they need about 2. Mergen rolling. Across the middle, in traffic, puts it in there, and it is Mr. Pugh who makes the catch for the touchdown with 10.5 left to go. And for Jack Pugh, that is touchdown catch number 2, and gives the lead back on that Ramos Roofing touchdown to Bradley at 20-14.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy decision to be able to make, to find that big old tight end. You can see him right at the top of your screen, setting up in the end zone, and just turns around. A lot of defenders back there, but quarterback A.J. Mergen delivers this ball through a very tight window to a very tall receiver.
Threw it to the top floor. Walter for the extra point. Low snap, and a great job to handle that snap and put it up for the extra point to make it 21-14.
No, they said no good.
Excuse
they said
me, no good. So we stay at 20-14. Well, I tell you, it was a great job to get that ball down because the snap was low. And there's Mr. Pugh, who makes the touchdown catch, and a turnaround from what happened just a few minutes ago for him with that injury in the first half. And again, as you mentioned, probably the fear factor more than anything. And he comes back and gets that touchdown. And now we'll see if that missed extra point comes back to haunt Bradley with 10.5 seconds left to go in the first half. All right, the last week of the regular season is next week, and what a doubleheader we have for you. We have the defending Division I state champion Pickerington Central at Reynoldsburg in the battle of what we used to call Route 256 on Thursday night. Then Friday night, a showdown in the CCL as DeSales and Hartley do battle from Jack Ryan Field, a contest we brought you last year. And I guarantee it's going to be warmer and better conditions than we had last year when we played that game. My goodness. That was about 28 degrees with a wind chill.
Happiest guy will be Mike Todd.
Thank you very much. Looks like he's ready to return the kick.
Looking forward to all that free Dairy Queen next week, too. Right?
That and then the party at your place. I mean, October is going to be a month to remember. And they'll get the line drive kick scooped up. And whistle stop play with 9.6 left. So if you're orange right now, do you try anything fancy?
No. You're getting the ball to start the second half. See what the call, what the early whistle.
I guess the fair catch signal was made. So that would lead to why the whistles were blown. So 9.6 is on the clock.
Please put 10.5 seconds on the clock.
Interesting. I'm trying to sort through that one. So no time expires off the clock. If the fair catch was made, did he catch that on the fly and make the signal? So he must have. So mark the ball at the 12-yard line. So no time evaporates. Now, if you're laser, do you take a shot here?
Well, they want 10:05 on the clock, and they had a minute and 5. There is a difference between the two.
We're doing math again, aren't we?
Exactly.
I told you. I was told there'd be no test today.
I'm working on you.
All right. Laser and company with a 4 wide out look right now. One back in the backfield. It's Campbell. And now just a quarterback draw, if you will. Laser across the 20, the 25, and brought down at the 27. 4 seconds left to go. Is there timeout taken? Yeah, timeout is going to be taken by Orange. Wow. So they'll burn the timeout. Well, we've wondered about trick plays in the past. Remember, we saw Jerome run the hook and lateral last week pretty successfully. And if you've got one right now, if you're Orange, this would be the time to use it. Although remember, too, that the Pioneers deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half. And just a reminder, you don't have to miss Honda's Thursday Night Lights when you are away from your television. Watch every game online at the CWColumbus.com. A big thank you to Kroger Distribution Center for sponsoring tonight's matchup. Let's go Krogering. I'm a Kroger.
You look at some of the gentlemen there on the sidelines, and one of the things that Olentangy Orange has had to deal with is a number of injuries, including Isaiah Wilder, number 29. Saw him in the pile there. You can see he has now been projected as to a water boy. He's pulling the cart over there. And that gives you some idea of how important everybody on this football team is. Isaiah Wilder was a very important part of this football team. Now all of a sudden he's in charge of that.
So now it's 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line with 4 ticks left to go in the first half. Again, the 4 wide out look. This time Campbell readjusts to the other side of Leisure. And back to throw. Trying to buy some time so he can just heave it. And now he's just going to tuck it and get what he can and head out of bounds and call it halftime. And that will do it for the first 24 minutes. Jeff, kind of a back and forth affair. The early statement made on defense by Orange, but Bradley fights their way back. And even though they lose their starting running back in this contest, they're up by 6 at the break.
Well, and I think the play of both quarterbacks, as we expected in this game, ended up being the difference makers. All the offense is being generated by them, not only throwing the football, but also the rushing game is mostly being handled by the quarterbacks. And it makes you wonder at this stage, Randy, how important is that missed extra point maybe going to be in the overall scheme of things? We've got a whole lot of football left in the second half, so make sure you hang around.
Orange came into this contest at 2-2 on the season. Meanwhile, for Bradley, after 4 contests, they were 1-3. But again, the power of the OCC Central showing you that they're much better than just a 1-3 team. Time now for a Bob Evans Coach's Corner. To the sidelines we go, and here's Mike Todd.
All right, Randy, thanks a lot. Mike, big drive there to end that first half. What were your takeaways from that first half?
The takeaway is just we're executing. We're executing better tonight than we have been. We're getting better every week, which you can see, and that's all we're asking our kids to do is just keep getting better week by week.
What are you going to be looking at halftime?
We're going to be looking at the defense a little bit and making some adjustments to some of their 2x2 stuff. They got us with the tight end down the seam, so we got to make sure we clean those things up.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mike and Mike. And we'll take a break at halftime. Time for the Music Go Round Halftime Show 2014. Bradley on top of Orange. Just a reminder, this is a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus.
Raising Cane's is proud to recognize Central Ohio Scholar Athlete of the Week. Jaden Ampadu is a member of the Olentangy Orange High School football team. He's an Archie Griffin Award winner and has earned multiple varsity letters in football and track. Jaden carries a 4.1 GPA, is a member of the National Honor Society, and has completed 8 AP courses. He also volunteers his time with the local youth football camps. Congratulations to this outstanding Raising Cane Scholar Athlete.
You are watching the Music Around Halftime Show on Thursday Night Lights, Friday edition on the CW Columbus. Hilliard Bradley leading Olentangy Orange by a score of 20-14. Earlier this evening, it was my absolute pleasure to speak to the leader of the marching band from Hilliard Bradley. We are now joined by the band director at Hilliard Bradley High School. This is Andy Rice. Andy, a pleasure to have you here on the halftime show on Thursday Night Lights. What's it been like so far for the band at Hilliard Bradley?
Yeah, it's been unique, I guess is the best word for it. Obviously, lots of curveballs thrown our way throughout the summer, not really knowing, from one day to the next what was going to happen. And so we honestly tried our best to embrace that. And we told the kids, when we're here practicing together, just enjoy it and enjoy being around each other and working with each other. And we were just hoping for an opportunity to perform, and we got 2 football games, and we're going to be doing a band night next Friday night while the team's away, so our families can be here to see us since they might not be able to get tickets to the games and so forth. So we're looking forward to that, and they've done an awesome job putting stuff together despite the circumstances.
Now, adversity has been a real teacher this year, and none so more than for the seniors. You guys are going to be honoring the seniors with your halftime show. Talk a little bit about that, Andy.
Yeah, so, our original competition show we had planned, we decided to table that once we figured out exactly what was going to be happening this fall, just because the situation didn't really work with that show. So when we were deciding what we were going to do, we decided that, every year we preach really, really heavily that it's about the seniors. And because of this situation, we still wanted to make sure the seniors felt like it was their year. And so we selected some music for our halftime show that is music that we used in previous shows the last 3 years. The one that we'll open with tonight was actually the closer to their freshman year show. Just so there's some connection there and a little bit of nostalgia for them, and just a nice way to incorporate the seniors as much as we can.
Andy, once again, thank you so much for joining us here on the halftime show. Once again, that is Andy Rice, the band director at Hilliard Bradley High School. Coming up, more of the Music Around Halftime Show. You're watching Thursday Night Lights, the Friday edition on the CW Columbus.
Raising Cane's is proud to recognize Central Ohio Scholar Athlete of the Week. AJ Mirjan is a member of the Hilliard Bradley High School football team. He's earned first-team All-Conference in football and second-team All-Conference in basketball. AJ carries a 3.75 GPA and has completed AP courses with honors in biology. He also volunteers at the community shelter and assists with holiday activities and events. Congratulations to this outstanding Raising Cane Scholar Athlete.
And welcome back to the Music Around Halftime Show. At the break right now, it is Bradley on top of Orange, 20-14. Randy Reinhardt alongside Jeff Logan. Glad to have you aboard for week number 5 of high school football action. What a contest we have tonight. And Jeff, if you like offense, you came to the right place. Over 470 yards total offense in the first half.
Yeah, pretty impressive by both football teams, and all of it being generated really by the play of the quarterback. See, you may think that's an obvious. They get the ball on every play. But these guys are delivering, not only throwing the football, Randy, but delivering in a big way as the leading rushers on their football team.
If you didn't believe us about the offense, take a look at the highlights. That'll prove it for you, all right? We got started early as after a turnover, Caden Konzak will take it in from 10 yards out on your custom air cool plays of the first half. And with the extra point, it was 7-0. But A.J. Mergen and company would answer, and from quite a distance away, 57 yards.
Well, this was his first home run, and this one was nearly untouched all the way into the end zone. Was able to reverse his field, come back, and score the first touchdown. And what's A.J. do? He decides, well, if I did it one time, I can probably do it again, and this was a great second, third effort.
And this one from 9 yards out as he pushes and extends the football for the touchdown. Then one quarterback will answer on the other side. Now watch Lazier change his mind. Nothing to the right. Pugh was there, cuts it back to the left. 15 yards later, we got another score, and we're tied at 14.
Yeah, broken play, able to come up with the big play there.
And then one final answer. This came from the squad from Bradley as they find Pugh in the back of the end zone for the touchdown from 5 yards out. The extra point, no good. We stand at 20-14. So we talked about offense. You saw the plays. Here are the numbers as well from the first half. Nearly 300 yards total offense for the Jaguars. This without their starting running back.
Yeah, pretty amazing, Randy. And injuries have been a problem for both teams. I think one of the stats that you don't see there that I think is really important, Olentangy Orange only 1 of 6 on third down conversions.
So it's 20-14 here at halftime. The second half just around the corner. Hope you enjoyed the Music Around Halftime Show. Third quarter of week number 5 on a Friday night is coming up on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Bradley High School. At the break, Hilliard Bradley on top of Olentangy Orange, 20-14. We head back down to the sidelines. Mike Todd standing by with the head coach of the Pioneers.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Zeb, competitive first half there. What was the message to your team at halftime?
Well, we just gotta create our own energy, create our own juice a little bit tonight. It's just playing on the road, we're setting. We're kind of used to get spoiled to your own environment, and and they're making some plays, and I just feel like it's affecting our mojo a little bit. And we got to go out and enjoy the fact that we're playing high school football, have some fun, and I think we'll tackle better. We'll sustain blocks better just because we're going to have more energy.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot. Good luck during the second half, guys. Back to you.
Jeff, that was a refreshing speech to hear from a head coach as we get ready for the kickoff. Tonight's kickoff sponsored by Ohio University, your path to success.
Well, you got to create your own energy out there because you're certainly going to be challenged without fans here, or a very limited number of fans, and the fact that you're on the road. So how do you do it? You come out with a big play right away.
Tricky hop scooped up, and there's an opening now on the return by Andre Robinson, the defensive back, and he's got it across the 45-yard line. Nice return for the Pioneers, and there's that energy they were talking about, at least on the kick return to start the second half. So we'll see what Orange can do with this possession. 7 seconds into quarter number 3.
Just what the doctor ordered if you're the head football coach, Zeb Schroeder. You can see this play a little bit weird from a timing standpoint. Missed tackle on the perimeter, but a nice return, and they're going to get the ball near the 50-yard line.
Numbers on Josh Laser in the first half. Laser went 4 of 11 passing for 56 yards. And on the ground, you can see he got a touchdown. 6 carries for 61 yards. If that was cut, that's going to be a loss on the play. Konzak made the catch, but if he did, it's back at the 43-yard line. So we'll see if it's there or if they rule it incomplete.
You know, the outside linebacker, E.J. Tia, came up there and just jumped the pattern right from the very beginning.
It's a completed pass, so they'll wind up losing 4 on the completion back to the 43 to be second at 14 from there. We mentioned the numbers on Laser in the first half, and also Mergen had a great half. 16 carries, 165 yards for the Bradley quarterback and 2 touchdowns. They fake it to Campbell, gun it across the middle, and the pass just not quite there, intended on the play for Konzak. He wanted a flag. He doesn't get it.
Trying to run that seam route again where they've had a little bit of success. Quarterback having to throw the ball more towards the middle of the field than where the receiver was. Watch here as he delivers the ball. Trying to bring the receiver into the middle a little bit more. Didn't look like any contact to me. Good no call by the officials.
So no contact on Konzak is what you're saying?
Pretty much.
3rd and 14. Big play here. Orange looking, Laser guns it across the middle, and the pass picked off on the play. Intercepted by number 15 for the Jaguars. That is Peyton Murphy, one of the linebackers who stays at home and makes the pick. 17 solos and 4 assists. And the basketball kid that played middle school football is now back playing football and doing pretty well, thank you.
Randy, this got to be a mistake in routes. Again, you got 2 receivers in exactly the same area. That brings a lot of those blue jerseys in, and just too many guys right there together, and a good heads-up play by the middle linebacker, Peyton Murphy.
So now the Jaguars get it back, and it's a role reversal from what we saw in the first half. And there's the numbers on Mergen as a passer. More impressive for those numbers as a runner, which he will do as an encore performance right here. And he gets to the outside. AJ's got midfield and knocked out of bounds, undercut at the 40-yard line by Konzak, who's in there playing some of the secondary. Makes the hit on that play, but still enough for a first down. Gains 18 on that play.
You know, these teams share a win against a common opponent in Davidson. Of course, Bradley only with 1 win on the season, and I think if you look at their rivalries, if they can beat Davidson every year, they would feel pretty good about it.
Schuler gets it this time and glides into the 35, the 30, tries to cut it outside and spins forward after the contact. Tell you what, he might not be the biggest guy, but he's got good size and he's got that ability to bounce off a hit. If you don't give him a direct blow, Jeff, sometimes as a running back, you know you can continue and motor outside, little spin move, and picks up more than 10.
Well, again, he's in there because of the injury to Tayshawn Mayfield, and he's done a great job. Just a sophomore. He's getting some licks out there, too, and held on to the football.
Konzak playing a lot now, both sides, speaking of the football. And there's an opening for Mergen again. AJ to the 15, to the 10. Guys to do a little high step, and Konzak is there. Again, I'm telling you what, Caden is all over the field defensively trying to make plays and shut it down. It's he and Mergen going one-on-one again, and AJ's got the 1st and goal inside the 20-yard line and close to the 5 and inside Schiffert Associates red zone.
Yeah, special recognition, though, to Kenyon Richardson, number 1, the receiver downfield. Watch him engaged right here. He is the one that creates the opportunity to get it all the way down inside the 5-yard line.
So we'll call it 1st and goal officially from the 4. That's Pugh readjusting. And it's Schuler. Can he get to the goal line? He does. Takes it in for the touchdown. So after the turnover, the quick statement by the Jaguars, and with 10:27 left to go, they up the cushion now to 26-14. Do you go for 1 or 2 here?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Keep that football, young man. Trevor Schuler scores his first varsity touchdown for the Jaguars. My only criticism, young man, get the ball in the outside hand. Here he comes. You don't want to expose that ball to the pressure coming from the linebackers. Get the ball on the outside arm. But again, that's just a constructive comment.
You're always teaching, aren't you? Snap, plenty of leg this time. And Walter's going to drain his 3rd and 4 attempts. We have played 1:33 of the second half, and Bradley gets the answer after that Ramos Roofing touchdown. Up by 13. We'll take a break. A Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. I can tell you that Bradley's having quite a game, Jeff. Already they've exceeded their total offense average per contest, and there's still 10:27 left to go, and now they're up by 13 points with Walter with the honors again. The freshman puts toe to ball. Rudolph's going to start the return from the 2-yard line. He likes the near sideline, and he's jersey tackled right at the 19-yard line. Great job by Bradley. As you take a look at the Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary, 42 seconds after the turnover to take it in for the touchdown.
Well, it looked like Orange had some of that juice that the coach was talking about with their big return at the beginning of the third quarter, but the interception and the quick score by the Jaguars have taken that momentum all the way back on the sideline of the home team.
Brandon Yoder with the hit on the return, so mark the ball right around the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Leisure and Company from there. 2 wide to the top, actually a third man, the tight end of that side too. Wonder if Rico Franklin will be a factor in this contest. And there's nothing there for Campbell. Fights off the first surge and will pick up a yard after that. So moral victory if nothing else. Is it looked like he was going to lose 4, but instead it's a +1.
Yeah, good extra effort getting back to the line of scrimmage. And Olentangy Orange doesn't need to panic at this stage, but they've got to be careful. Don't let this ball game get away from them in terms of turning the football over again on this drive.
Max Cooper helping to make the hit on the play, so let's call it 2nd and 9 after the gain of 1 as we played just over 2 minutes in the third quarter. Quick pop and jumping the route and remembering everything but the football was that man on your screen. Big number 23, and that was Mr. Tia, because he thought he had the open path in. If you're EJ, the one thing you learn there is don't take your eye off the football.
Oh my goodness, this is thrown right there, and he jumped the route once again. He has been all over that quick throw, and that was an automatic pick 6.
And then it was 3rd down and 9 from the 21.
Just talked about the importance. Don't throw the ball in coverage.
On the out, has his man. That's the 1st down that the Pioneers needed. It goes on the play to Julian DeSabato, who makes the catch and will move the chain. So right now, if you're Orange, you just have to take that cleansing breath, Jeff, and move on.
And I think you look at that as an opportunity, guys. That we got a huge break there. Now let's take advantage of the situation. Josh Laser not dropping his chin at all, coming right back in there and throwing the strike to DeSabato,
who's a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes in the National Honor Society, and sliding into second base, as good baseball players do, is Mr. Leisure, and he's got a gain out to around the 37, perhaps the 38-yard line. We mentioned that Josh is committed to Wright State as a pitcher. Stepped up his game as a quarterback. Hasn't played quarterback in nearly 2 years, and he's been described as a Johnny Manziel type, at least on the field during Johnny's good days.
The coach likes the fact that he extends plays. Plays that don't look like they're going in the right direction can make things happen.
Blitz coming. They need 3. Handoff goes to Campbell. Goes where the blitz was and takes the ball across midfield. And the big guy all the way down to the 40-yard line. And there's a guy that's enthused. Is Isaac.
There's that juice that they were talking about, the excitement. This looks like a freight train coming through the middle. Good handoff. There's that little loop run that they do in the backfield to get the ball to the big guy. And just like that, he's in the backfield. Looked like they got away with a face mask there at the tail end. How good is that? Dirt on the helmet. He's got mud stuck in his face mask. That is what football is all about. That is beautiful. How do you get mud up there when we're playing on a turf field?
On the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, a gain of 22 for that man. 1st down and 10. It's another Columbus Wild Dogs 1st down. Nothing to the right. Takes to the left. And again, he is carrying defenders on his back and trying to carry his team as well, too. Inside the 35 goes Campbell that time and down to around the 34 or so.
Well, I said that was mud. He's got some kind of a part of his helmet up there. Yeah, it's interesting. It looked like a big pile of mud. That's what you like in football players.
That's what you used to call me, I believe. Right?
Yeah, big pile of mud.
Yeah. But now, what supernatural.
What an effort by Isaac Campbell.
Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 from the 34-yard line. You should look at it from ground level one more time. And
low pass.
He gets the handoff again. It's got the 1st down inside the 30. Fights and churns all the way down inside the 23. What did I talk about in the first half? How he's the kind of running back that can wear you down in the second half. We might be seeing that from Isaac Campbell. Plus, he's running with a mission right now, too.
Well, and he wants the ball. I mean, at this stage, he just wants to be given the football to prove that he's got it. Look at the stiff arm there and dragging people with him. He took Max Cooper, pretty good outside linebacker for a ride there. Shifting over.
So 1st down. Mark the ball at the 23-yard line. Quick pop across middle, pass is complete, and this is the offense we thought we would see from the Pioneers, and a nice game that time. And I think I mentioned earlier they should look for the tight end, and Rico Franklin's got it, but there's a hanky on the play.
They think Rico's a good football player. Only 2 receptions on the season, 1 for a touchdown. Here's the call.
Eligible downfield on the offense. Number 13 was covered. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So it wasn't that great after all, but made the catch, and now they'll bring it back again.
Yeah, well, one of the wide receivers lined up on the line of scrimmage just outside of the tight end, which means he's covered. He cannot be an eligible receiver. They weren't talking about the fact that he was covered downfield, but the fact that he was covered up on the line of scrimmage, which made him an ineligible receiver.
So mark the ball back to the 28-yard line. They need 15 now for a first down. They try it again. Quick pop. It goes to the outside, and a nice gain inside the 12, as that time making the catch is Andre Robinson inside the Schiff & Associates red zone.
Well, really soft coverage there on the short side of the field. Easy pitch and catch. But again, pressure in the backfield, and quarterback Josh Leisure hanging in. Look how quickly that pressure was coming right up the middle.
Pick up nearly 16 on the play, so it'll be first down and 10 from just inside the 13-yard line. Leisure to keep to the 10, to the 5, and knocked down right around the 4-yard line. Hit made on the play for Bradley by Tia, but now all of a sudden, Pioneers running on all cylinders.
A lot of misdirection in that backfield. They had Caden Konzak coming across, looked like a jet sweep. There's the fake, and the quarterback able to take it right up inside, found a good gap, and they are in business inside the 10-yard line.
Second down and goal. Check that, second down and 2 from the 5-yard line for Leisure and Company. Does he call his own number, or is it Campbell time?
Campbell really deep in the backfield.
He's got it. He needs a couple, and he fights forward. He may have a couple. We'll see where they mark the ball. They could get a first down at the 3, but I think he's going to be just shy of the sticks along the far side of the field, so it's going to be third down and 1 from there. I assume 4-down territory here.
Absolutely the case. Trailing it by 13 in this game, and I would expect the big fullback, Isaac Campbell, to maybe be the ball carrier, but we've seen the deception. You see his numbers on tonight. 77 yards rushing. He came in tonight with 78 on the season.
Sevilla checks in as the lead back. Leisure's going to pick it up and have no help back there after the bobble, and now they're back to the 10-yard line. Well, Jeff, does this change your plan? Do you opt for 3 here? Do you still think about 6?
Now, this will be interesting to see what Zeb Schroeder wants to do with his kicking game, and I'm going to guess he's going to take the field goal. Now, it looks to me like the offensive package going in, and Zeb Schroeder just doesn't want, or quarterback Josh Leisure just doesn't want to make a bad play worse and gets it back as far as he can, and they're in ready-go offense. Here we go.
4th down and 7 from back at the 10-yard line. Leisure looking, gunning, and the receiver falls down in the end zone, and it falls incomplete. And Bradley will bend but not break, as Konzak was the intended receiver. With 5:22 left to go, Jaguars up by 13 on a Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. 27-14 Bradley on top of Orange here with 5:22 left in the third. You can rewatch or share tonight's game and the entire 2020 season of Honda's Thursday Night Lights by visiting our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WSYX on your side, and look for the 2020 Thursday Night Lights playlist. So 1st and 10 now from the 10. And A.J. Mergen finds a gap, and Mergen gets it up maybe to about the 12-yard line right now. You like a nice long drive, I assume, right now, if you're Bradley, kind of milk some of that clock. And it sensed, to me at least, that Orange was finally building some momentum here after an initial problem to start the second half, and that's nothing more than a really difficult way to kill it when you turn it over on downs like that at the opponent's 10-yard line. Low snap, scooped up and headed off to Schuler, who's got it up to around the 15-yard line.
Well, the defense is going to have to force a 3-and-out here and get the ball back, because both of the drives by the Olentangy Orange football team, Randy, in the first half or second half have been pretty good. The first one ended up in an interception, and really it's kind of a turnover because of that bobbled snap, that fumble in the backfield created a 4th and long situation. That's just like turning the ball over.
3rd down and 6 from just past the 14-yard line. Mergen rolling. Can he get to the corner? Tosses it. And I mean tosses it, and it is caught. That's a fling. And he completes the fling, if you will, to Justice Ross, who has enough for the first down.
I guarantee you, the offensive coordinator, Steve Trevisano, didn't design it this way, but he flicks it forward. That is one of those no, great play.
Yeah, I don't think they ever ran that at Mentor.
If they did, that quarterback would never play again.
They pick up 6 and then some. 1st and 10 now from the 21-yard line. 4 minutes left in the third. Again, they'll keep it on the ground. And even without a weapon here, this is a Bradley team that's been able to take the lead. If you're just joining us, earlier in this contest, Tayshawn Mayfield, their starting running back, 6'1", 210, and a junior, went down with a leg injury. He had an ice bag on his knee, and Mike Todd told us he would not return to this contest, and so far he has been missing in action. So it is now a second down situation, 2nd down and 10. That's P readjusting again. Mergen rolling. And a last-minute pass, and it's picked off.
Oh, they called it incomplete. He was on the line.
They thought they had picked it off.
Looked like Mergen was trying to just throw the ball out of bounds.
And that was Junior Sarpong, who thought he had the football near the sidelines, but they rule it incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Take a look one more time.
With Sarpong, a very active football player. He's reading the quarterback's eyes here all the way. And he was on the line of scrimmage. He was on the sideline just as he extended the official right on top of it. But a great play by Junior Sarpong.
So 3rd down and 10. Quarterback draw, and not this time. Flag tossed in from the near sideline on the play as the hit was made. Good job by number 70 to stay at home defensively.
Number 71 of the offense.
So holding on 71, the hit made by 70, Tanner Lester.
That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Set up the punting situation now for Orange, a chance to get it back. And again, we talked about the fact they were able to move it on the last drive, just stalled down at the 10-yard line. Penalties hurt them as well, too, so we'll see what happens. It was an early turnover in the second half that set up Bradley with that extra cushion of a touchdown. And now the pressure's on the kicking game, and Andrew Custer, who's averaging 31.5 per boot.
Well, the defense delivered. They're going to get the ball back in great field position.
Hayden Konzak standing back at his 48.
Ooh, high snap.
And not a stylistic kick. And they yell fire, and everybody gets away from the football as it rolls out across the 40 to near the 44-yard line. So it'll be a short field for the Pioneers to try to cut this to a 1-score cushion for Bradley. As Coach Schroeder talking to his offensive leaders. And just a reminder, coming up at the start of the 4th quarter, we'll join Mike Todd on the Custom Air Heating and Cooling sideline for a conversation with Hilliard Bradley principal Mindy Mordarski. That's coming up to start quarter number 4.
We couldn't ask for better field position, Randy. 41-yard line.
Again, we have to change footballs, too, by the way. You have your own football, so if the other one's out there like they did, they had to toss it over to the Bradley sideline. Going to mark it officially at the 41, so went out 3 yards shorter than we thought. Campbell's got it, picking up his momentum that he had on the prior drive, and slides in there for nearly a gain of 10 on the play.
You know, Randy, a little bit different look in that backfield there the last couple of times with the tailback, Isaac Campbell, lining up. Looked like old Southern Cal way deep in the backfield, giving him a wide vision of what's ahead of him. A lot of times what they do is they put him right in beside the quarterback, and now they're stacking him way back behind the quarterback. Now a little bit more natural. You see it there. Not quite Earl Campbell, but close.
Tanner Lester with a great block on that prior play. And now Leisure, a big hole to 20, and cuts it back to the 15-yard line. And it has another first down for the Pioneers with 2:22 left to go in the third.
Now this is where you talk about the importance of finishing these drives. I mean, Orange has been just gashing the defense, but it seems like the Jags have been able to come up with big plays in this football game. And it's a reason why they're leading in this game by 13.
Okay, gain of 17 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 15 inside the Scott Schiff and Associates red zone again with just over 2 minutes left to go in the third.
Blitz coming.
Yep, and Campbell got away from it and still tripped up, though. He thought he broke completely free, but one guy there to make the hit was Kieran Vallow as he grabbed him by the ankles and brought him down after the game. But I think Campbell thought once he beat that initial surge in the backfield, Jeff, he was going to make it into the end zone.
Watch the senior center, number 65, Carter Bluevall. He comes back and he tries to finish and maybe help the running back get free back there. Tackle made by Kieran Vallow, 6'3", 225, a senior defensive lineman.
2nd and 7. Konzak, who scored from 10 yards out in the first half, tries to at least get to the sticks. A little shy of that, but it'll be 3rd down with 1:27 left to go as he motors out of bounds.
Randy, so far in this game, we talked about in the first half, 1 of 6 on 3rd downs for the Orange, adding to what's happened here in the second half. 2 out of 9, and now they've got a 3rd down situation again. Obviously, they failed on 4th down on the last series, so the importance of finishing these drives and getting another 1st down here is critically important.
That's just 22%. Normally, they're at 35% on this 3rd down play. They need a couple. Leisure takes his time, finds the seam, gets it down to the 5-yard line, and will have enough for a 1st and goal with 1:22 left to go. All right, the Pioneers trying to answer after they couldn't on the prior drive, and they're trying to cut this lead down to 1 score. Boy, a lot of misdirection in that block.
It really is.
They were pulling 2 guys.
You know, and all these teams have had limited practices because of the COVID situation and lack of scrimmages, short season, a lot of injuries, a lot of people in and out, yet the execution looks really good.
Approaching 1 minute left to go. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Leisure booting, throwing, pass incomplete on the play, intended for Logan Shearer. But the first thing that I asked Zeb Schroeder is, how would you describe this team? And he said, smart.
Yeah.
This is an intelligent team. He said, I don't have to say a whole lot, and when I make adjustments, they understand. We've got a number of guys that are going to be coaches in the future, he thinks, and this is a team that's made a nice drive here again for the 2nd time in the 3rd quarter, but now they face a 2nd down and goal from just inside the 5 at the 4.
Yeah, Josh would have liked to have that one over again because he had a wide open receiver in Logan Shearer, who you're seeing there, number 11 now. Again, Randy, they tried the one pass to Rico Franklin, the tight end.
It's Campbell time. Nope. The boot by Leisure. Can he cut it back? And he pushes the pile. Does he make it in? How did he do that? I lost him in the swarm at the 3-yard line. He was engulfed in grapes, if you will.
Yeah, and so did the Jags.
Found the goal line for the touchdown. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown, and it's now 27-20.
Well, they talk about his ability to extend plays. Looking up in the dictionary, this is what it's going to look like.
I mean, there's a hole to get in.
This play looks awful. I mean, from the very beginning, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be a loss, and yet the quarterback is able to make it happen. I mentioned that Rico Franklin might have a big play there. He did. He pushed him into the end zone. An assist for number 13, Rico Franklin.
Big extra point here for Jack Berry and company. Snap. The kick. It is up. And the cushion now just 6 for Bradley. At 27-21, you can see we're less than a minute left in the 3rd quarter. So a nice comeback by Orange as Leisure disappears. I thought he did go underground here because for a while you just lose him. Watch the rollout, and the pressure comes back, so he tries to reverse his field, brings it up, and then all of a sudden,
look at Rico.
Where is he?
Look at Rico. Push, push, push. Get him in the end zone.
Whatever happened to helping runner? Remember that call?
Aiding and abetting. Yeah. Remember that?
Speaking of interesting calls, we had a call last night. Disconcerting Act, which I thought was a musical you were in high school. But we had that called last night because as you look at the Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summary, we had, I guess, one team was trying to mimic the offensive calls of the line and this quarterback, and we had that call for the first time. And it used to be an unsportsmanlike 15-yarder, but now it's just a 5-yard penalty.
As much football as you and I have seen, and you especially, have you ever heard that call?
I've never heard that term before, except when my dad was mad at me.
I was going to say, that's usually something that happens with your pet.
That's right.
Or maybe one of your kids. But Olentangy Orange got that juice back that the coach was talking about. Now, Mike Laparo's got to get his offensive football team to extend a drive here. I don't think 27 points is going to be enough to win this football game.
1-2 punch rushing the football for Orange. Leisure 94 yards. Campbell 89. Oregon on the other side is 210 for Bradley. And here's the return out to the 22-yard line, and that's where the Jags will take over with 43.6 left to go. As on the return that time was big number 10, Mason Coons. All right. Offensively, what has worked well for the latecomers for Bradley?
Well, Randy, they've been pretty balanced in terms of what they do, but it all starts with number 4, the quarterback, A.J. Murgon. He's got to continue to lead his football team out there. And again, the loss to running back Tayshawn Mayfield has been impactful in this game, but the kid that has played really well when he's had to is that number 21 right there, Trevor Schuler, the sophomore.
Lined up to the left of the quarterback right now. Boy, that was a quick toss. That was
dangerous.
Almost too fast. There is coverage on the play. Closest to the ball, I think, was Junior Sarpong. But I'm just surprised he threw that so rapidly towards Kenyon Richardson.
Yeah, he's a 50-50 guy. Great track speed. They expected him to maybe go up and get that football, but an ill-thrown ball.
So 2nd and 10 now. Just under 40 ticks left to go in the third. And Mergen's going to keep it and twist his way up to around the 24-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down from there. Big chance for the Pioneers to hold on defense, and a nice chance for Bradley to maintain possession to start the 4th quarter. And in fact, they don't have to snap it again. They look at the clock. They see the difference between the play clock and the game clock, and the difference is about 9 seconds. So that will do it for the 3rd quarter. As we head to the 4th, it'll be 27-21, the home team up in this contest. A doubleheader week, and we're going to have another one next week as well, too. So the stretch drive of high school football, very entertaining here on the CW Columbus. We'll take a break. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, a special Friday edition presented by Columbus State Community College.
We are honored to be joined by the principal at Hilliard Bradley High School. This is Mindy Mordarski. Mindy, it's homecoming weekend, so it's a special weekend. You've got a lot of things planned. Tell us about that.
We do. And, you know, despite all of the things that we're dealing with COVID, we have really tried to make homecoming a special time. As you saw, we just crowned our homecoming king and queen, and we're really happy for that. This year, we had them escorted by their parents, just to try to keep that separation in there. And, of course, typically we have a school dance, but that's a no-no this year. So we are renting Huntington Park, where the Clippers play, and we are having movie night, which is Sunday night. Students are spreading out on the field and on the bleachers, and we're going to watch a movie, of course, following all the social distancing rules, and enjoy Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was great movie.
What a great film.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful educational film for high schoolers. So that's a great show. So what are some of the other things you're excited about this upcoming year?
So, as I stated, you know, we're really trying to make this as much of a normal year as we possibly can. We're really excited about doing some things during the school day. It's really strange because with half of our students there, the hallways are a little more quiet than what we're used to in a high school. So we're doing some things during lunch periods, trivia, trying to get some kids up and motivated a little bit during the day. We're going to be looking forward to moving into winter sports and hopefully move towards maybe having some students coming and watching some of those games.
Well, Mindy, thank you so much for being an amazing host. Thanks for having us here on homecoming night. Once again, Mindy Mordarski, the principal here at Hilliard Bradley High School.
And you saw it, a problem with the snap. Tyler Yonka playing good defense and a great job to push the punter back into the end zone, because that way you get the 2. If you stop him at the 1, who knows? But, you know, they push him back and they get the 2 points. There's a snap just a little high on the play for Andrew Custer. He tries to hunt it down. He comes out of the end zone. And I didn't know if he was going to try to kick it again or not. And then that's the shove.
At that stage, his forward progress would have had him at the 1-yard line, but he broke free. They bounced him back into the end zone, and it ends up as a safety. Randy, 2 nights in a row, we've had a safety.
A good job by Yonka and Dempsey defensively there. So we'll have a free kick from the 20-yard line. So now the cushion is 4 at 27-23.
Boy, 3rd down conversions for Hilliard Bradley now becoming a problem for them. Only 4 of 9.
And by the way, Jeff, we've had over 650 yards in total offense, and we're just starting the 4th quarter. So now the free kick coming from the 20. They opt to use the tee from Jake Walter. And the return going to start from the 29-yard line. And a nice one as well, too. Up the sidelines, across midfield, down to the 46-yard line. And now the Spirit seems to have switched to the other side after the safety. And now a nice return as well, too, by big number 10, Jordan Rudolph. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers on a short field. These 2 OCC Central teams getting together. Right now, Coppin 4-0 in the league, and 3-0 in the league and 4-0 overall. As we look at the safety one more time. Watch the snap, a little high.
Yeah, you can't blame the kicker on this one. This is a tough job to be able to handle that. You have no idea what's coming. You turn around, you see a bunch of orange hats coming in your direction, and probably careful enough to make sure he only gave up 2 points there.
And on the play, they try to make something happen on the ground. They're pushed back on the play, so they're going to put it back at the 50-yard line, so it'll be a loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Good play defensively by number 8, Mitchell Robinson, the linebacker. I was talking about the OCC Central standings. We'll get back to that here in just a second. A lot happening here in the last 2 minutes of this contest. 2nd down and 13 from the 50. It's Campbell time, and he'll get it to the 49, maybe the 48, and that's it. Kaufman at 3-0 in the league, 4-0 overall. Liberty at 2-1 and 3-1 respectively. Orange also at 2-1 and 2-2 overall. Then you've got Bradley, Upper Arlington, and Davidson all at 1-3, and I think Davidson about to go down to defeat again tonight as well too. So mark the ball back to the 48-yard line to pick up a couple, but it's 3rd down at 11. You can see that Isaac Campbell approaching the century mark with his performance. Again, this is more than he's rushed for last week when he took over the running back duties. They have a big play here. Leisure looking, gunning on the out, has his man. Pass is complete along the far side of the field, and they have enough for the 1st down. Catch is made on the play by Andre Robinson.
Well, Andre Robinson not only makes a great catch, but he does the right thing by making sure he runs the defender off far enough to be able to have the 1st down, to give his quarterback room to be able to throw the football, and knowing that he's going to get hit right away, he's able to be right there at the marker, and they keep the drive alive.
1st and 10 from the 37 of Bradley. Down by 4 right now are the Pioneers, with 2 wide at the bottom, 1 at the top, and a tight end as well too. Campbell gets the handoff, trying to bounce it outside, and brought down right at the 35-yard line.
And only a couple yards there, Randy. Again, experience. New every time Isaac Campbell carries that football.
So now 2nd down after the gain of 2 on that play.
Buckle your seatbelts, folks, because this one's going to be exciting here in the 4th quarter. We got a great ball game for you here on Friday night.
Plus 2 teams that don't huddle a lot, so you're getting a lot of plays in this contest as well. From the 35 they go. Leisure on the delay and got maybe to the 33. It looked like there was a little gap there, but gee, it closed quickly. And as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, number 17 waiting for him in the person of Max Cooper, the outside linebacker.
Well, they're spying the quarterback as best they can. Somebody's got the responsibility. He just got his feet tangled up here right in the middle, or maybe he had a bigger play, and that time Max Cooper was the spy on the quarterback.
3rd down, under 9 minutes left to go. They need about 6 to move the chains. Leisure rolling, gunning, has his man across the middle. It is caught. That is Konzak, and he's cutting back. Look at the diagonal move to the 10. Works his way down inside the 5-yard line, and he thought he got grabbed by the face mask, but we'll see. But that's enough for a 1st and goal with 8:38 left to go.
If anything, Konzak may have grabbed the offensive face mask as he went down.
We'll see.
But, Randy, you talk about throwing the ball into a tight window. This is really a good pass. Low and on the outside corner, able to make the catch. And look at the extra effort. And at the tail end of this, watch his loose hand. He got it up there in the helmet of the defensive player. But 1st down and goal.
But they call it on the defense. So mark it half the distance from the 4 to the 2 inside the Schiff and Associates red zone. 1st and goal from the 2. With Campbell, the deep back.
Yeah, look how deep he is, back at the 10-yard line.
He's 8 yards deep.
Get a running start and give it to him. Nope.
On the boot.
Wide open.
Got 2 receivers over there. The catch is made for the touchdown.
That's the play they missed on before, where they had it wide open to Logan Shearer. And I said that Josh Leisure would have wanted that one back. Well, he got the rare opportunity to be able to get it back again, wide open in the flat.
That is your Ringless Roofing touchdown that gives Orange the lead right now at 29-27. And this is a guy in Logan Shearer who we didn't know if he'd be a factor in this contest. My goodness, he's come up big, especially as a wide receiver. Makes the catch, and now it's a chance to make it a 3-point cushion.
Josh almost short-armed that ball trying to get it there. He was so wide open.
Berry for the extra point. The snap, plenty of leg. The kick is up. And it's good. So now the cushion goes the other way to Orange at 30-27. The first one to 40 wins. 8:32 left to go. What a game we're having on Friday number 5. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, a special edition presented by Columbus State Community College right here on the CW Columbus. 30-27, Orange on top of Bradley with still 8.5 left to go in this one. And just a reminder, coming up at the end of the game, Jeff and I will be selecting the Rally's player of the game. It may come down to the last big play in this contest as to who gets that award as the Rally's player of the game. Barry to boot it. And Bradley now with a chance to make a statement, although they will not have it there, as that is touchback number 13 on the season for Jack Barry. And now the Jaguars get it back on offense. All right, offensively, what are you looking for from Bradley as you take a look at the Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring summaries? It takes them 3 minutes for the Pioneers to go 47 yards in 7 plays.
Well, Randy, they've just gotten stuck on themselves. I talked about the fact they're only 4 out of 9 on third down conversions, and they got to get back to doing what they did best in that first half, and that relies on that number 4 guy right there, A.J. Murgon, has got to be big.
See if somebody spies him as well, too, from the linebacking standpoint. He's got the ball now, looks to bounce it, and he cannot. Gets it up to maybe about the 22-yard line. So if you can hold him to about 2 or 3 yards, I think you're doing your job defensively. As the last guy to get up from the bottom of the pile is Jaden Ampadu, who's also our Raising Cane's Scholar athlete from Orange High School.
Yeah, how about this? As a sophomore, Ampadu was a strong safety and a wide receiver, and now he's your middle linebacker.
And by the way, AJ is your Raising Cane's Scholar athlete from Hilliard Bradley. So they converge at the 22-yard line, closer to the 23. So a gain of nearly 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7. They're both smarter than you and I were, I can tell you that. How many AP courses was it for AJ? Something like 8, right? I didn't know they offered that many. He's got the ball right now, looking long downfield and trying to adjust to the football, and it's nearly picked off on the play at the 38-yard line. The closest guy to the football was Andre Robinson, and he might be cramping up.
Andre, one of those cornerbacks back there trying to high point the football, and this is just throw the ball as far as you possibly can. A.J. Murgon throws it up, trying to get one of his receivers. Look like Justice Ross, number 5, was there, but also in the pattern was the big tight end, Jack Pugh, and I'm going to suggest to you that that is not exactly the way it was designed.
Duffer widest to the bottom. They got 2 wide at the top. Also a man in the slot as well, too. Morgan back to throw. AJ sees the gap, looking for the 30-yard line. He's got it with the cutback move, and up to the 33, maybe the 34. Once he saw that open turf, he said, I need to pick up about 7 or 8 and get that first down. That's exactly what he did, and we'll keep the drive alive with 7:49 left.
You know, these quarterbacks on both sides are just so darn good about extending plays when they're not there. Good heads up, looking downfield, knows where that first down marker is, and is able to come up with the big play. 5 out of 10 now on third down conversions.
Schuler's got it, and he's got nothing. Stood up right at the line. A couple of guys just waiting to wrap him up right there. Among them, big number 32 on your screen. That is Luke Brandt, the outside linebacker, who coming into this contest had 9 solos and 5 assists for a young man who likes math and video games. And they're hoping to cheer about something else in this contest with their team up by 3 with just over 7 minutes. How about the adjustment cheerleaders and band members and everybody else have had to make just to make this happen? And the visiting bands don't get a chance to come. Morgan back to throw. Waits, tight ropes, and gets what he can. They need to get the ball out to around the 43-yard line. He'll be shy of the sticks right now with 6:59 left. Again, a little nifty move to the outside to get what he can. And right now being judicious with that football and the moves that he makes, although another big third down conversion awaits. They're going to mark the ball at around the 37-yard line, so they'll need 6 more yards to move the chains. Is it Pugh time? AJ rolling, looking, checking, throwing, and contact, and the pass incomplete, nearly picked off on the play by Jordan Rudolph. Now there was contact, but did Rudolph just go for the football? If he did, that's going to be incidental. They're not going to allow a pass interference.
A lot of complaining on this sideline and in the stands by the Hilliard Bradley faithful.
He has the right to the football, so we'll see if his path goes directly towards the football.
Kind of throwing it up for grabs here, and that is a perfect defensive play. And if anything, the receiver, had he turned around and tried to go for the ball, the defender would have had to go through him and maybe he'd have gotten the call there, but a failed third down conversion.
Snap was an issue last time. We got a whistle and a timeout taken by Orange. They'll burn it with 6:49 left to go. As they step aside, we will too. It is 30-27 Orange on top of Bradley. Week number 5 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, a special Friday edition presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
We fall down, but we get up. We spread love to peace.
Orange with the 3-point lead and about to get the football, waiting to see this snap for Bradley. The last one led to a safety. Custer standing back at his own 22-yard line. Better snap, gets it down. And the punt will cross the 40 and trickle inside the 30 and take a massive roll for the Jags. And be down right past the 20-yard line. So a nice punt that time with 6:36 left to go, and gives the ball back to the Pioneers up by 3. Do you change anything offensively right now?
Well, I think you continue to do what you're doing. It's going to be a handful. Look at Josh Lazer's numbers tonight, guys. 10 out of 21 passing, 119, 1-1 on touchdowns and interceptions, and running the football 4 yards shy of the century mark, but 2 rushing touchdowns. Both quarterbacks have been spectacular tonight.
But the 43-yard punt has been negated because of a penalty against the Jaguars, so the kicking team will have to come back on the field.
Well, Caden Gonzak got a break there, and he knows it because he was the one fielding the kick. And he should have gotten up and tried to catch that ball and fair catch it, because there was another 20-yard roll there.
And historically, he's very good at that.
Yeah, let's see if Orange decides to put a little pressure on this kicker now and bring the heat.
There's the boot. And Gonzak calling for the fair catch and makes it at the 46-yard line.
Randy, that ends up being a 10, 25-yard penalty in terms of net field position, because they were going to have to start the drive on the 20-yard line. They get the ball to start this play out near the 45. So that penalty is huge against Hilliard Bradley.
Well, you always touch on it, Jeff. You always say all you have to do is catch the ball on a punt, right?
Yeah, just get up there, fair catch it. Now, there's certain times where a punt looks crazy and you want to get away from it, but in most cases, your job is to go back there and fair catch that ball.
DeSabato and Gonzak wide to the bottom of the set, and instead it's Campbell who musters the strength to go across midfield and near the 49-yard line. So right now, you're happy if you're Orange, just milking that clock as much as you can, get this drive going, and perhaps get at least another score. If you're Bradley, you don't really want to bend too much, but you still have half the fourth quarter, and you're only down by a field goal. So it's going to be second down and a long 6 from right at the 50-yard line.
Isaac Campbell coming into tonight's game. Again, he started the season weeks 1 through 3 as an outside linebacker. Had 29 carries for 78 yards. He is over those numbers tonight versus what he's had all season long.
From the 50.
Look at the mess in the backfield here. Oh, don't dance.
And Campbell got to the 49, and that was it. His strength is going straight ahead, not cutting back sometimes. And that time with the pressure, trying to cut it back to the right. Got a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Big play here, especially for the Bradley defense.
You don't need to be doing the waltz back here. You got to just take the ball and get it upfield. None of this.
Good job by that defense, too, for Bradley, especially by Kieran Valla, who kind of shut down the outside there and forced the play back to the inside. So 3rd down and 5 from the 49 of the Jaguars. Lazier looking right on the out. The pass is caught at the 40-yard line, and that will move the chains and keep the drive alive as number 6, Julian DeSabato, makes the catch.
Boy, has he been a possession receiver all night, and I want to commend Josh Lazier for looking off. Watch the quarterback's eyes here. He's looking left, and he knew he was going back to the right side with this ball the entire time, but he froze that corner by looking to the left side of the field and then whipped around and came back to the right.
Well, the one thing he does a lot of, too, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks do with their form of offense, he will turn his back to the defense a lot, which is a guy that's played on offense, as you know, Jeff, is a scary proposition. But Josh makes it look easy sometimes, and he's got this team still driving the ball with it 1st and 10 from the Bradley 40. Campbell waits, tries to bounce it outside, and undercut right at the 38-yard line.
Oh, and a flag thrown at by the back judge.
Right at the 33-yard line. Hit made on the play by Tia. And it's going to go against Orange. It's going to be a holding call, looks like.
Holding on the offense, number 13. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
Your tight end Rico Franklin downfield trying to make a block and just got his hands up too high and in that jersey.
It's going to move it back to the 45-yard line. Take a look.
See if we can see. There he is right there in the middle of the field, and he's pulling the jersey right there. Yep. Oh, you can see it there. Trying to take a piece of that home with him.
Purple doesn't stretch.
It does not, and it's hard to hide.
So it's now back to the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 from there because it's from the spot of the infraction, 10 yards, which was the 35. They'll readjust now the set.
Yep, Campbell way deep in the backfield again.
He's got the handoff and not going anywhere. Boy, they had the high-low thing going so well that time. And again, that guy, number 23, really can submarine sometimes. And Tia comes in and makes the play, 6 feet, 175 and a sophomore. But he has the ability to get down low.
A young football player, still learning the game out there, but very aggressive and solid in his tackling fundamentals.
So no gain on the play, 2nd down and 15. He just wondered now if it's perhaps Logan Shearer time. He's going to go wide to the bottom of the formation.
Quarterback under center now, a rarity.
And he boots and dumps, and pass is incomplete at the 41-yard line. It was indeed intended for Shearer, so now it's 3rd down. And the nice thing for Bradley here, that stops the clock at 3:19 left to go.
Oh, there was a defender right there as Shearer caught the ball, and he fell awkwardly onto the ground. He's going to go to the sidelines and get some medical attention. The 3rd downs were a bugaboo for this football team in the first half, and this creates a big 3rd down here. Now, if they're able to convert here, Randy, with 3:19 remaining. Again, Bradley's got all 3 timeouts, but this would certainly put Orange in the driver's seat if they can convert on 3rd down.
Ryan Minot over the football on a 3rd and 15 from the 45. They're cheating from the outside. Here comes Bradley. Low snap, scooped up. It's going to be a big loss. And now they'll be forced to punt, and Bradley will get it back. Let's see if the Jaguars burn one of their 3 timeouts. And they do. They will take their first. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining with 3:12 left to go.
Again, just poor execution. And a lot of that comes when you get pressure with somebody in the A gap to the right side or the left side of the center, and he's trying so hard to be able to make that move to protect his quarterback that he forgets the number 1 responsibility, and that's getting that ball back to the quarterback.
Don't miss the biggest plays from the biggest high school games in Central Ohio. Join Fox 28's Clay Hall for first scores on Fox 28 tonight in about an hour and 22 minutes at 10:45. Sponsored by Spectrum. And don't forget, coming soon, it's the return of the Football Fever, 11 a.m. October 24th with Mr. Clay Hall. Check that out. And that should be fun seeing that back again, because that means the Buckeyes are playing football again. And we noticed the knee-jerk reaction by the PAC group there on the West Coast.
And how about the MAC? The MAC announced today that they are going to start football. So they're going to start in the beginning of November, play about a 6-game schedule.
I tried to say that. Nobody believed me at the beginning of the week. I said they're going to try to come back now,
too. I think it's terrific. I am pleased that they're able to do so and save a little bit of the season for these kids.
Leisure, the quarterback, is also the punter. He gets a decent snap. Pressure from the outside, but he gets it off. It is high. It's going to hit at the 13. Dribble inside the 10 and be down. Does he stay?
He's got to give it to him. Absolutely.
Well, the other thing is just push the ball forward. You know, just drop it right there before you go into the end zone. They're going to mark the ball at the 1-yard line. So Leisure, again, doing the job. That is now 9 punts for Josh inside the 20-yard line, and this one inside the 1.
What an excellent job of special teams here. Heads up. Got a good bounce. That's what you do. You make that wedge stop. You just got to put a little extra spin on it, Randy. It wasn't one of those 9-iron shanks that we're used to seeing out of you.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Rudolph who downed the ball inside the 1. Speaking of which, you had your best round ever shooting. What did you get?
I had 67 this week.
And you didn't play the back 9?
No, I did.
That's after 18 holes.
Really pleased by that.
1st and 99.5. You want to talk about an ultimate drive. They need one here. Pew in motion. They just have to get out of the end zone, first of all. And Schuler does that as he wedges out to around the 3-yard line and pick up a couple on the play. You're dealing with a long field and a short clock, if you will, with 2:50 left to go.
Long way to go, but if you're going to earn it, this is what you got to do. This is what the game of football is all about.
The parallels uncanny in this contest with the performance of these two quarterbacks, and also each team with a running back that's getting more attention than they thought they would get just a week ago. Mergen rolling, looking, seeing no options now. Will Tuck get what he can, and does he cross the 10? He comes up to around the 10-yard line before he goes out of bounds, so he's going to be shy of the sticks by about a yard. I would think even though you're deep in your own territory with 2:26 left to go, Jeff, you're talking 4 downs here.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Randy. If they were to have to punt the ball away, it would be very difficult for them to get back into it, but a lot of time for A.J. Mergen looking downfield trying to find an open receiver, and he got just about as much as he possibly could, just shy of the 10-yard line.
So they need a yard, and they need it now on a 3rd down and 1. Look at the triangle stack they have to the top now. Mergen barking out the snap count. He's got it. Schuler's got it. He got a yard. He got 2 yards, and he got the 1st down with 2:22 left to go. Does the sense of urgency kick in now for the Jaguars?
No panic. Just continue to do the things that you're doing. The coaches on the sideline doing a good job at getting the play in quickly to their quarterback.
1st and 10 from the 12. A field goal with Ty. 3 wide to the top. Mergen rolling that way. Looking, wanting to throw, dumps underneath, has his man. That's Pugh. Pugh's got the 1st down as he crosses across the 22-yard line with 2:05 left to go.
That's a good target. Junior Sarpong coming up to make the play, and looks like there's a penalty. They're bringing it back.
Yep.
Chop block on the offense. Number 58 and number 72.
Wow.
Half the distance of the goal. Replay, 1st down.
Those were the 2 offensive linemen that were engaged on the same guy. If we get a look at it, you're going to see it at the top of your screen. There was a collapse. Watch to the right side, and you can see right there. You get one guy engaged high. You cannot block low on that guy, and that is a protective measure for the safety of this game. Good call by the officials. A huge break for Orange and a challenge for this team, the Jaguars.
So it's now 1st and 17 from back of the 5. Mergen finding a gap. He'll tuck and get what he can to the 5, to the 10, and scoot out of bounds at the 11. So pick up about 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. So the left side of the offensive line, Jeff, teamed up on that illegal block, if you will. And with that being said, now they're facing a 2nd down and long, and the clock continues to dwindle down to 1:51 left to go. Resetting, Hilliard Bradley comes in at 1-3 on the season. Orange 2-2. We were asked before the contest if this would be a competitive matchup, and I said, yeah, I think it could come down to the last minute or so. And that's what we got in this one here in week 5. Mergen wants to go back to throw. Looking. Pressure from the backside. And will dump it. And was it caught? Nope. It's incomplete at the 16-yard line.
You mentioned those records, 1-3, 2-2. They look everything but teams with those kinds of records. Very impressed. Coming into the game, Hilliard Bradley only averaging 11.5 points per game, and Orange wasn't much better on their side, averaging just 15.3 points per game, but both teams have shown a lot of offense tonight.
Again, you look at the schedule these teams have to play: Olentangy, Davidson, Kaufman, Upper Arlington, Olentangy, Liberty. So it is not a walk in the park for these teams. Big play here, 3rd down and 11 from the 11 with 1:44 left to go. Mergen looking, tucking, getting to the 20 and close to the sticks as he extends. He's very close to a 1st down. They're going to move the chains.
They're signaling they're not going to measure, Randy. They know that we've never seen one, and they're not going to let us see a measurement.
So it's just enough. He picks up 11. The clock now has started again already as the chains are set along the far side of the field. They're still sitting on 2 timeouts with the triad of receivers to the top and 1 to the bottom. Mergen rolling to his left now. And he will take and get what he can and go out of bounds at around the 26 or 27-yard line. 1:18 left to go.
Very difficult for that right-handed quarterback to be rolling out to his left, Randy, to be able to square the shoulders up and be able to make the throw. But trying to make something happen here. This play was intended to go this way all the way, trying to find a receiver. But importantly, A.J. Mergen got out of bounds to stop the clock and preserve those 2 timeouts.
But think of the advantage Bradley has having a guy like Steve Trevisano in the bullpen, who led Mentor all those years calling the plays down there. On a 2nd down play, 2nd and 7. Mergen again with time to throw, but now backing up from the pressure. Can he right himself to throw it? Lobs it into coverage, and the pass incomplete. Probably 3 attempts to pick that off at the 36-yard line. It's nearly picked off by Josh Lazier, who's a guy that used to play in the secondary, but when he became the quarterback, they kind of took him off that role, but now he's back there during this pressure situation.
Well, they were nickel coverage, so Lazier came into the football game to be able to be that extra defensive back. And how many near interceptions have we seen tonight? And Josh Lazier cannot believe he did not come up with that football. QB on QB right here.
Well, this Jaguar cat is on life number 8 right now. Mergen looking. Needs somebody to get open downfield. Lofting it. Jump ball for Pugh. He made the catch at midfield. There's where you take advantage of the jump ball with a guy that's 6'5", although the pass was not that high by the time it got to Pugh, but a big gainer, and it keeps it alive with 55.5 left to go.
Well, the good job by Pugh is that he came back to the football, came back to help his quarterback out. A lot of times those receivers end up running downfield.
Gain of 26 on the play. The clock has not started yet because he went out of bounds on the catch. So now Mergen's got it. He will saunter to the left, get it down to the 46-yard line. Maybe now they burn timeout number 2. Yep, they will come out on the field and just bark, we want a timeout. They'll take it with 47.7 left to go.
Timeout.
When it comes at a time when they are totally gassed on the offensive side.
So with 47.7 left to go, it's back like a bad dream, ladies and gentlemen. Logan's Heroes, an encore from what we saw last night, and you're sticking with those picks, right?
Yeah, we understand Pickering Central, a big winner tonight over Lancaster, #1 in the region, no question about it. Dublin Kaufman, a terrific football team. Groveport Madison 3-1, but they were not able to play tonight due to some issues that they've had medically there. Westerville South, I think, is a terrific team, and we'll get a chance to see DeSales next week.
Taking on Hartley, who won tonight, by the way, as well, too. So congratulations to the Hawks. So that's our doubleheader next week. Pick Central against Reynoldsburg, and then the next night on Friday, it'll be DeSales at Hartley.
Had Liberty Union in there last week, Randy, and I had to remove them.
And tell us why.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. They ran up the score against Grandview Heights, 77-0.
Mergen now has 350 yards total offense. Maybe they were just playing very well and clicking on all cylinders.
Just kidding.
All right, so now it is at the 46-yard line, and even if you're thinking about the prospect of a field goal, what pressure does that put on a freshman kicker, too?
Yeah, no kidding.
They need to pick up probably at least 20 yards just to have a chance for that. So it's 2nd down and 7 from the 46-yard line. H.A. back to throw. Gunning for Pugh, but there's whistles that stop the play. Wow. What happened there with 43.8?
False start on the offense. #1, 5-yard penalty, replay, 1st down.
Wow.
One of the receivers, Kenyon Richardson, moving before the play.
Do you run it again?
It'll be interesting because obviously they're trying to target the big guy, Jack Pugh. And that's something from a defensive standpoint that most certainly Orange is aware of. And one of the things that I would do with Pugh is I would cover him up. Get a linebacker playing bump and run. Do not allow him to get into that secondary. Come up and go face guard on him just right from the very beginning.
Wonder if they want to reset the clock, because that was a dead ball false start, so they're going to want to reset the clock. So they need to reset the clock upstairs here, because currently it reads 43.8 since that was a dead ball. That play never started, so they'll reset it to 47.7. There we go. Now you're facing a 2nd down and 12. And you're facing a clock at 46:45. Gunning underneath. Catches made to the 45, to the 40, and scooting out of bounds. A nice run that time, and enough for the 1st down as Richardson makes amends.
Good way to make up for the penalty you caused on your team, and just a drag pattern here. Everybody looking for Pugh to get the ball. Late coming over the middle is Richardson. Nobody able to stay with him.
Right now it'd be a 54-yard attempt. 1st and 10 from just past the 37-yard line. Showing blitz, and they're coming. Handoff goes to Schuler. Wow, interesting call there. Now you might have to burn your last time out with 34.5.
I think they get up and spike it here, Randy, because what they want to do is save that last time out. I'm surprised. I thought they would save it for a kick.
3rd and final timeout.
So now with 34.5 left to go, they've exhausted their allotment of 3 timeouts, and they'll have a chance to regroup. We teased it a couple times, but what a way to end our regular season next week. A double dose of outstanding football action. Join us Thursday night at 7 p.m. When you're defending Division I state champions, Pickerington Central will take on the Raiders of Reynoldsburg, and then join us Friday night for a special edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights as we go to the CCL for the first time this year. And DeSales takes on Hartley. Only on the CW Columbus, your ticket to high school sports. And Jeff, it's horrific what we've had to deal with the pandemic. The one rainbow has been the fact that you and I have gotten a chance to work Thursdays and Fridays. We had one bye on a Thursday, one bye on a Friday. So in essence, we did 10 games in 6 weeks, and it's been an absolute delight to feature some of the games on Friday nights as well, too. And I hope the OHSAA keeps in place that rule that they put into legislation this year that allowed us to do live high school football games on Friday.
Yeah, I think it's been well received. And, Randy, the fact that the kids are getting a chance to experience playing football is terrific.
Amen. Here we go. 2nd and 11, 34.5 left to go. Morgan looking, gunning deep down the middle, and the pass up for grabs. Tipped and caught by Pugh on the deflection. 28 seconds left to go. Jack Pugh made the catch, and what a gift. Christmas comes early for Bradley.
A ball that could have been intercepted ends up being tipped. We've talked about the fact that if you can't intercept it, you bat the ball down. And I think Jack Pugh may take that football with him right to the University of Wisconsin. A big throw by A.J. Mergen, and you can see the ball being tipped right there. Great defense. They were all in position, and Christmas comes early for Jack Pugh. What a throw.
And before the try for the extra point, as you look at that replay.
Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Retry on time down.
So a false start on the offense before the try for the extra point. This is huge right now, too, this extra point. And what a deflection. And you try to play good defense, and you never know what's going to happen. You talk about batting it down, but when two guys go for it at the same time, both defenders, you never know what's going to happen.
You know, part of the problem is never letting that offensive guy behind you in that secondary, and that was the first mistake there. And then not batting the ball down was mistake number 2, but a good heads-up play by Pugh.
Jake Walter for a 4-point cushion. The snap, the kick, it is up. And it is good. And now Bradley up 34-30 thanks to the reflexes of that young man who in the first quarter took a hit to his leg and thought something horrible had happened. Bounced back from that, and speaking of bounces, got the most opportune bounce he'll probably ever get in high school football to give his team the lead with less than 30 seconds left to go.
Exciting moment for that young man there. And Randy, I remember the look on his eyes when that injury occurred early in the football game, and the young man was scared to death. His future flashed in front of him, and fortunately it was nothing serious. And look at the excitement on that sideline right now.
That's Coach Trinisano right there. You don't think he's pumped? By the way, Mergen now with 405 yards of total offense. All right, you're orange. You're going to get the ball back. You're down by 4. You have 2 timeouts remaining. Who knows where you're going to get the ball, but what thoughts go through your mind if you're Zeb Schroeder right now?
Well, I wouldn't give him a chance to return this football. I would squib kick this thing right down the middle. Don't give him the normal kick.
And there is the ultimate Hilliard Lawn and Garden scoring drive. You can't do any better than that. 13 plays, 99 yards, and 2.5 off the clock.
Well, think of the negative plays that they had in that drive too, Randy, with the penalties and everything else that they had. That had no chance of being able to be successful, yet they were able to muster it up and make it happen for the Jaguars.
Walter with the boot. It is high. It's going back to around the 15-yard line. And the return is going up to the 36, maybe the 37-yard line for Jordan Rudolph. That's where the Pioneers will get it back with 22.5 left to go. They need a touchdown and nothing less. Well, we saw a hook and lateral last week. Can we see a trick play here?
We'll see what happens. They're going to have a lot of receivers going deep and throwing the ball. We've seen crazy plays already. You know, normally at this time, I'm telling everybody to put the dog in the truck. The hunt's over, but I can't even find the dog right now.
DB's playing 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. Quick pop, pass is complete. They'll take about 10 or so, and they'll get it up to DeSabato up near the 45-yard line, maybe the 46, 18 seconds.
They'll give them that ball, that pass all night, just 10 yards and out. See how deep the defense is playing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys deep, only 3 rushing.
They were 20 yards deep. Now they're only about 17. And Bradley had only 10 on the field. And again, they go to DeSabato. And did you see Bradley running the 11th guy on at the very last minute?
Fortunately, that was the only guy in motion, so it did not end up in a penalty.
Fortunately, he was beyond the line of scrimmage, too. They pick up 9, but it's almost a moot point right now because the ball's 45 yards away. They need 45 yards in 13.4 seconds. I wonder if Konzak is a guy that you look for. Leisure, straight back, flags before the play, so this should be dead ball, so we should reset the clock. And we have a false start that's going to be called on the offense.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 13. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Have to reset the clock here because it ran off some time.
So mark the ball back to the 50-yard line. What a contest this has been. We saw a kind of a herky-jerky game last night where Reedy then took control in the second half, and this one has been back and forth throughout. Ball back at the 50-yard line. And again, Orange with 2 timeouts remaining.
I think they're waiting for a clock reset here. There it is.
Up to...
Well, not quite.
Not a minute 35. Although it could be 1:35 in the morning. There we go, 13.5. 2 plays, Jeff, perhaps?
At least.
Remember, a defensive penalty can extend the length of this contest. Leisure, looking, gunning, hook and lateral. There it goes. There's an opening. It's Konzak down the sidelines. He's going to take it in for the touchdown. I mentioned a hook and lateral. It was a possibility. We saw it a week ago, and now there it is. The pass goes across the middle, and all of a sudden they work it to the outside, and King Konzak comes all the way down the sidelines, takes it in for the touchdown. That is the ultimate Ramos Roofing touchdown there. And we go back the other way. It's 36-34 as we have a Pioneer down at the 41-yard line. Take a look at this one more time.
Boy, this is just perfect execution. There it is. You practice these plays with the expectation that you'll never have to use them, and you don't expect that they're ever going to work. We've seen 2 of them this season already. What terrific execution.
Again, Jeff, you get the flow going to the left of the pass across the middle, which opens up either side of the field. So they counter it with a move to the right. And Caden Konzak comes through with the big play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. That penalty will be enforced from the kickoff.
They'll gladly take the penalty for the celebration after a play like that.
Caden Konzak against Davidson, 2- and 4-yard touchdown catches. Against Kaufman, a 50-yard touchdown catch. Against Upper Arlington, 5 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown. I'd almost take a timeout right now if I were Orange just to regroup. Young man in Konzak who's a good baseball player. I'll tell you what, the man who's part of math and FCA and National Honor Society is quite a football player as well, too. And nicely done by Zeb Schroeder, the head coach, who's also the offensive coordinator. Berry for the extra point, and the kick is up, and it is good. Now, there's still 3.8 left to go.
Mathematically,
there's a chance.
Still in the game.
That's right. What a comeback. Just harken back to 1 minute ago on the clock. And think about the fact that Bradley had to drive 99 yards down the field to take the lead, and on a deflected pass, they scored to take the lead. And then Orange, with, you think, a 1 in a million shot, comes up with the hook and lateral, and now they lead.
Randy, how about the sway of emotions in this football game? I mean, it has been unbelievable. Back and forth, this thing, the mojo. And we heard the coach Zeb Schroeder speaking with Mike Todd at the beginning of the second half, hoping to be able to get some of that mojo back, some of the juice that they needed. There's been juice all over this field tonight. My goodness.
Orange. Their second of the half.
Orange is going to take that timeout that I mentioned, too. All right, here are the last 2 scores in this contest. If you went to sleep early, shame on you. First of all, here's A.J. Mergun. Mergun going back to throw, looking, and the defenders double team on the ball, and it tips into Jack Pugh's hands for the touchdown. And you think, all right, Bradley is in the driver's seat. That was with less than a minute left. And then, look at this, across the middle, the hook and lateral, it goes to Konzak, and Caden takes it the distance for the touchdown.
Yeah, they get the ball with 28 seconds remaining in the football game.
And how about the lateral, too? I mean, that's got to be perfect, too. You got to run a little Oklahoma option there. And look at Konzak. He's running the length of the field, spikes the football. And as you said, Jeff, we're not one for big celebrations, but that's a time where you got to just show your emotion. With all these kids have been through on either side, to play in a contest like this, you are so blessed to have this opportunity where some states are not even playing football right now. It's just a rumor. And now to see a contest like this, we are honored to bring it to you here on the CW Columbus. And what a contest. But again, 3.8 left to go. Do you just boot it along the ground here?
I think you squib kick it for sure. Don't let them give them a chance to be able to set up the return. And if you're the return team, the likelihood of being able to pick it up and return it all the way, not very good. What you want to do is give your quarterback the ability to be able to throw the football downfield and see if you can get a defensive penalty. Now, that celebration call,
that's right,
will require the kick to be back at the 25-yard line. So this helps from a field position standpoint. So let's see what the strategy is. You don't want to kick it too short here, but do not return this football if you're the Jaguars. Now, they may get into the Stanford band where they're throwing the ball all over the field here, so let's see what happens.
If there's enough time. A line drive affair.
Down it.
Yep, they're going to lateral it around. Here we go. They lost the handle. It's going to be free, scooped up, knocked around, and that will do it. One of the most improbable comebacks we've ever had here on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. And, of course, the improbable comeback of Thursday Night Lights comes on a Friday as Olentangy Orange shining brightly on a night where it looked like they were going to lose. They come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. 37-34 the final. What a night. I can't wait to hear Mike Todd talk to the head coach of the Pioneers. We'll take a break. Post-game show just around the corner. You are watching the CW Columbus. What a night at Hilliard Bradley High School as Olentangy Orange comes back and gets the victory in the waning moments, 37-34. We're going to head down to the sidelines right now where our Mike Todd is going to be standing by with a delirious and yet probably still shocked group of Pioneers down along the sidelines as they get the victory here, 37-34 in this contest.
All right, thanks a lot, Randy. Zeb, you talked about finding your juice in the second half. You think you found it?
I'd say so. What a credit to these guys that whole half. I know obviously the last play there, but we overcame some negative plays and we weren't playing our best, and it's a credit to our seniors and our leaders and the way that they operate. They just kept playing and playing and playing, and I'm just so proud of this team tonight.
All right, I need you to pick up that piece of hardware right there, Zeb, if you would, please, and hold that up. It is our pleasure to present to the Olentangy Orange Pioneers the Honda Thursday Night Lights Championship Trophy.
Hey, so this team, a lot of them didn't know the history lesson of the Boise State play, right? So we had to show it to them. We installed it. We had to show it to them on YouTube, all right? I'd say we made our own YouTube clip tonight, huh?
Outside of a state championship, I don't know anything that's going to equal this. Look at this. That is what sports participation and teamwork is all about. Congratulations to the Pioneers, and for Bradley, they're in shock right now, but nothing to hang your helmet about because this team played so hard. Both teams losing their running backs in the last couple of weeks, and featured quarterbacks were outstanding. And speaking of outstanding quarterbacks, it's hard to pick this. There were about 9 heroes in this game, so we'll go with Josh Lazier, though, the quarterback for the Pioneers, as your Rally's player of the game. What a job he did. 14 of 26 passing, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. A.J. Mergun was right there as well, too. But congratulations to Josh. His team wins. And so he had a couple nice runs for scores. And, Jeff, well-deserved, I think.
Well, look at the action here. And it's just a very exceptional job by this young man. He was big all night, came up with the big plays. And I agree with you, Randy. It could have been a handful of guys. It could have been the player of the game. But Josh Lazier had a night that he's going to remember for a long, long time. And there it is. The hook and lateral for the touchdown. With 28 seconds remaining, they got the ball back in an unlikely win for the Orange.
Well, they look like the Cleveland Browns. They sure don't play like them, though. Congratulations to Olentangy Orange. Jeff, what a night it has been, and you and I will get together for a doubleheader next week if that's okay. Thursday night, Pickerington Central takes on Reynoldsburg, your Division I state champs in Pickerington Central last season. And then on Friday night, we go to the showdown in the CCL as DeSales takes on Hartley. I will see you again next weekend, sir.
Be an honor to see those 4 proud programs.
Wow, what a night it has been. On behalf of the Image Video crew, the managers, and the CW Columbus, we say thank you for watching. Join us again next Thursday at 7 when Pickerington Central takes on Reynoldsburg, and then also Friday night, DeSales and Hartley. Stay tuned for Masters of Illusion in progress. Hocus pocus, nothing could be as magical as this contest tonight as Orange comes back and gets the victory in the waning moments, 37-34. It's been our honor. I'll say it one final time. This has been a special Friday edition of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place on the CW Columbus.